Dad remarried, and I gained 5 stunning sisters. Come, let me introduce you. This is your eldest sister, Lin Yanrou, 27 years old, and she is the executive president of Lin Group. This is your second sister, Lin Hanxiao, 25 years old, and she is the deputy captain of the Jiangcheng women's SWAT team. These are your third and fourth sisters, Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyou, twin sisters, 22 years old. They are popular Douyin influencers with 10 million followers. And this is your youngest sister, Lin Wanqing, 21 years old, just a month older than you, but still your sister. She is currently a graduate student in the computer science department at Jiangcheng University and has won national awards 4 times. In Jiangcheng, at the Lin Mansion, a man in his 40s was introducing Zhang Yu to his sisters one by one. Zhang Yu looked across the coffee table at the 5 beautiful women sitting on the sofa. They all had delicate features and long legs, each with a distinct style. The eldest sister wore an off-shoulder evening gown, exuding an aura of maturity and confidence. The second sister wore a simple white shirt and tight denim jeans, with shoulder-length hair and an energetic, heroic vibe. The third and fourth sisters wore low-cut dresses, embodying a perfect mix of innocence and allure. The youngest sister wore twin ponytails, a JK uniform, and white knee-high socks, presenting a youthful, schoolgirl look. Zhang Yu looked at the middle-aged man, his expression confused. Dad, you told me on the phone that you remarried, but I had no idea I would end up with 5 step-sisters who aren't even related by blood. Well, now you know, the middle-aged man smiled. Just an hour ago, he was still browsing job listings on an employment website, sending out his resume. Then, he received a video call from his dad, who told him that he had remarried. Zhang Yu didn't believe it at first, but his dad even showed him the marriage certificate on the video. Zhang Yu had never known his mother, who had passed away during childbirth. His father had raised him single-handedly, working both as a father and a mother, and had seen him all the way to university graduation. So, his dad remarrying wasn't too shocking. But when Zhang Yu found out that his dad had married Lin Hanxiao, the chairman of Lin Group, a renowned billion-dollar company in Jiangcheng, he couldn't stay calm. Wait, I'm a regular guy, and now suddenly I'm the stepson of the wealthiest woman in Jiangcheng. Who would believe that? Not even a novel would dare write something like this. It turned out that Lin Hanxiao and his dad had known each other since they were kids. However, due to various circumstances, they hadn't gotten together back then. After over 20 years, they reconnected, and not long after, they got married. Then, Lin Hanxiao and his dad brought Zhang Yu to Jiangcheng's most famous mansion, Lin Mansion. Upon entering the living room, Zhang Yu saw 5 beautifully dressed sisters sitting with serious expressions. And that's when the scene at the beginning unfolded. At this moment, Zhang Yu secretly glanced at Lin Hanxiao, who was sitting at the head of the table. At over 40 years old, she was incredibly well preserved and looked to be in her early 30s. Her figure was full and curvaceous, with snow-white skin and an alluring gaze that still held its charm. Dad, how are you going to handle marrying a woman like this? Zhang Yu thought to himself, secretly sweating for his dad. Such a woman at her age could be unpredictable. He just hoped his dad wouldn't end up being drained dry. His name is Zhang Yu, and from now on, he will be a part of our family, Lin Hanxiao spoke up. You sisters, what are you all doing sitting there in a daze? Show some manners. The 5 sisters all crossed their arms, assuming a defensive posture, clearly taken aback by the sudden news. Mom, you really remarried? The youngest sister, Lin Wanqing, asked. Mom, this can't be a joke, the other sisters chimed in. I'm not joking. Here's the marriage certificate. See for yourself. Lin Hanxiao threw 2 marriage certificates onto the coffee table. The sisters crowded around to open the certificates. Seeing the stamped official documents, it was undeniable. Mom, what is going on? You didn't even tell us about such a huge thing as getting married. Getting married is one thing, but now there's a little brother. We're all girls, isn't it inappropriate for him to live here? Yeah, we won't even be able to wear what we want at home anymore. Enough with the nonsense, Lin Hanxiao snapped back. I've already gotten the certificate. There's no turning back. Then, she took out a manila envelope. Zhang Yu, from now on, you're part of the Lin family. I wasn't fully prepared, but here's a 10 million renminbi bank card for you. Take it as pocket money. Thank you, Mom. Zhang Yu's eyes widened as he quickly grabbed the bank card. Who would turn down money? Whether it's from your real mom or a stepmom, money is always appreciated. Especially when it's 10 million renminbi. Zhang Yu had never seen that much money in his life. The five beautiful sisters opposite him now had wide eyes. Wait, how can mom be so shameless to say that out loud? I have goosebumps. Mom, you're so biased. We only get 3 million a year for pocket money. Yeah, we barely have enough to buy clothes and makeup. Mom, is he your son from outside? What are you talking about? You all have jobs now and make your own money. He is your shared little brother, just got back home with nothing. He needs to be taken care of. Also, you're the older sisters. You should love and take care of him. He is part of our family now. Lin Qingxuan said, standing up. All right, I've been busy all day and need to rest. With that, she walked elegantly towards the stairs. Old Zhang, I'm going up, she said. You go ahead. Be careful with those high heels going upstairs, her husband replied, getting up to leave the house. Dad, what's going on? Zhang Yu hurriedly pulled his dad's sleeve. Are they already separated after just getting married? I need to go back to my hometown to take care of some things. I'll be back soon, and your stepmom and I have already discussed it, his dad said. You stay here. Your sisters will take care of you. Zhang Yu was completely confused. So, I'm staying here alone in the huge Lin Mansion. What if my five sisters devour me? He watched his dad drive off in a brand new Maybach, leaving the Lin Mansion. Turning around, Zhang Yu saw all five sisters watching him intently with curious expressions. What are you looking at? Zhang Yu felt a bit uneasy. Honestly, my mom has a good eye. Your stepdad must have been as handsome as you when he was young, right? The youngest sister, Lin Wanqing, said. She was a die-hard fan of good looks. Wanqing, what are you talking about? We're supposed to be united. The third sister, Lin Yumo, spoke up and then turned to Zhang Yu. Zhang Yu, even though you've joined the Lin family, we haven't accepted you yet. We expect you to behave in the Lin family. Don't look where you shouldn't, don't ask what you shouldn't. We want to make things difficult for you, but that's only because of mom, added the fourth sister, Lin Yuyou. Without permission, you are not allowed to enter our rooms, the second sister added. Chapter 2, Mahjong, Three Sisters Short 1. Did you understand? The five sisters asked. I think I got the gist of it, Zhang Yu replied, feeling the pressure as he faced the five sisters. When had he ever seen a scene like this? All right, the family meeting is over for today. Let's all get some rest, said the eldest sister, Lin Yanrou, waving her hand. When their mother wasn't around, the eldest sister's words carried the most weight. The five sisters stood up and headed upstairs, each returning to their own rooms. Zhang Yu was left alone in the spacious living room, still trying to process everything. He stared at the luxurious crystal chandelier above him and a 10 million yuan bank card on the coffee table. His mind was still reeling from the overwhelming amount of information. Suddenly, he had become a part of the wealthy Lin family, and by all logic, life should have been filled with luxury and privileges. But the five sisters, it seemed, weren't exactly welcoming. They were treating him like an outsider, with a coldness that reminded him of how one might treat a stranger or even a thief. Zhang Yu could understand their feelings. If he were the son of a billionaire, suddenly gaining a new stepbrother, he'd probably feel the same way. It was only natural. However, facing this situation himself wasn't as simple as brushing it off with a few words. How would he fit into the Lin family? Constantly looked down upon, unable to touch or even look at anything. That would drive anyone crazy. The Lin family might be rich, but that didn't mean he had any real connection to them. He took out his phone and clicked on a WeChat contact. This was his girlfriend, with whom he'd been in a relationship for more than 2 years. He had no one else to confide in and planned to tell her everything. But as soon as he sent the message, a red exclamation mark appeared. Had she blocked him? Zhang Yu was even more confused now. He remembered having an argument with his girlfriend the day before, simply because he hadn't bought her the first autumn cup of milk tea. After that, they hadn't talked. Before he could process it, a strange sound suddenly filled his mind. Ding! The noise sounded like a microwave pinging. Do you accept your current fate, living as an insignificant member of the Lin family, or will you take control of your destiny and dominate everything? Was he hearing things? Was this a hallucination? But Zhang Yu's resolve was clear. No one wanted to live as a person with no status, living off others and being treated like a nobody. He couldn't allow himself to be a useless, peripheral figure. Suddenly, a voice inside his head declared, "System activation successful. Binding host. Binding progress 100%. Congratulations, host, you have activated the infinite lucky card system. There are 54 lucky cards in total, each with different rarity levels, and they refresh randomly." What? 54 cards? What kind of game was this? Zhang Yu silently mocked in his head. To activate a card, you need to complete a related task with any of the sisters for at least 1 minute. The system will refresh the corresponding amount of money based on the time you spend with each sister. Current level, LV1, refreshing 2000 yuan per minute. If less than a minute, the system will count it as a full minute. What does this even mean? Zhang Yu was still trying to understand the rules. For example, if you spend 1 hour shopping with any sister, you'll receive a reward of 120,000 yuan. Zhang Yu finally understood. So, the system was basically assigning him tasks simply by being close to the sisters. He could randomly complete tasks with the 5 sisters, and the system would reward him. It wasn't such a bad thing, he figured, because all 5 sisters were beautiful. Compared to his university's campus queen, he felt like a country bumpkin in their presence. But they didn't seem to like him, so how was he supposed to complete these tasks? Was the system asking for too much? As he was about to ask more, he realized that the system had already gone dormant. Fine, I'll give it a try, Zhang Yu muttered to himself. Only by completing these tasks and earning rewards could he grow stronger and solidify his place in the Lin family. Otherwise, no matter how long he stayed there, the sisters' impression of him would never change. The Lin family's wealth wouldn't matter to him if he had no standing. He had to prove to them who the real ruler of the house was. With this thought in mind, Zhang Yu poured himself a glass of milk and walked up to the eldest sister's room. Out of all the sisters, the eldest was the most reasonable, so he decided to start with her. He knocked on the door. "Who is it?" came a lazy voice from inside. "Oh, big sis, I brought you a glass of warm milk. Drinking it before bed helps with sleep," Zhang Yu said. "Hold on a second." The eldest sister, Lin Yanrou, opened the door with a look of confusion. When she saw Zhang Yu standing there, he handed her the milk. "Thank you," she said, taking the milk. When she saw that Zhang Yu hadn't left yet, she asked, "What are you looking at?" "Nothing, I just noticed you have a lot of paperwork on the desk. Are you still working?" "It's a habit," Lin Yanrou replied with a faint smile. "You should get some rest." As she said this, Zhang Yu suddenly noticed a number floating above her head. It changed from 0 to 10. "Host, your impression score with the eldest sister has increased from 0 to 10. "Oh, so that was an impression score." Zhang Yu now understood. "Interesting, I wonder what will happen when it reaches 100? After delivering the milk, Zhang Yu didn't want to linger. He turned to leave. Just as he was heading downstairs, the doors to the other rooms opened, and the other sisters came out. They met him in the hallway. Zhang Yu noticed that each sister had a different number above their heads. The second sister had 5, the fifth sister had 20, and the third and fourth sisters were off the charts, with 16 and 18. Before he could figure out why there were negative numbers, the sisters spoke. "Zhang Yu, you're quite calculating, huh? You're buttering up the eldest right away," the third sister, Lin Yumo, said, crossing her arms. "Don't tell me you put something in the milk," the fourth sister, Lin Yanrou, added. "Hey, this is the Lin family," the fifth sister, Lin Wanqing, chimed in. "All right, Zhang Yu, go get some rest," the second sister, Lin Hanxiao, said indifferently. Zhang Yu nodded and went downstairs. He returned to his room, which was more than 30 square meters and a suite with its own bathroom and walk-in closet. The furniture was made of golden namu wood, exuding an expensive yet understated aura. Ding! The system prompt sounded again. "Host, you just spent 3 minutes with your sister, earning a monetary reward of 6,000 yuan. You're 97 minutes away from leveling up." The system was real. He earned 6,000 yuan in just 3 minutes. Though the amount was too much, this was his first real reward from the system, and it was completely earned by him. With this first reward, more would surely follow. Also, you've received a lucky card, card skills card. With this card, their host will gain unbeatable card skills. Any cheating will be impossible to detect. What? A card skills card. Zhang Yu didn't even play cards, but okay. Just as he was pondering, he heard a voice from the second floor hallway. Zhang Yu, come up here and play Mahjong. We're 3 short. It was the 5th sister, Lin Wanqing. Aren't there 5 of you? Zhang Yu asked, confused. 3rd and 4th sisters are out at a dinner, they just left. We're missing one. Hurry up. Lin Wanqing called. But I don't know how to play. Zhang Yu said innocently. I've never played before. Just play around, I'll teach you. Come on, she urged. With that, she disappeared back into the eldest sister's room. Zhang Yu thought about what she said. Was there a hidden meaning behind it? Isn't this a bit inappropriate, he asked himself, standing at the doorway. Inside the room, the eldest sister, who was leaning on her forehead, spoke up, that money was given to him by mom. Playing a couple of rounds of Mahjong after dinner was a family tradition, but it just so happened that the 4th and 5th sisters had gone out. They were planning to have Zhang Yu join in so they could win back the money their mother had given him. Chapter 3, Trying to integrate into the Lin family is not so easy. Ari, what's the big deal, eldest sister? Second sister said with a laugh. It's just 10 million, it's not that easy to win. We're just playing for fun. Playing for fun? Just now you said you wanted to 3 vs 1 and win his money. Lin Yanrou asked. Let him lose just a little bit, think of it as us sisters getting a Longins watch each as a welcome gift, second sister smiled and added. Sure, here he comes. You were talking about playing Mahjong. Zhang Yu asked as he saw the 3 sisters come out. Yeah, we're family, just playing for fun, 5th sister Lin Wanqing chuckled. Let us head to the entertainment room. Though they claimed it was for fun, Zhang Yu had a feeling they wanted to win his money. After all, he'd only been with the Lin family for about an hour, and in their eyes, he was still an outsider. Moreover, his stepmother had just given him 10 million, so they must be thinking about that. However, for him, playing Mahjong would let him make money and test the effectiveness of his card of skills. Perfect opportunity to test the system. Let us see who really wins. They entered the entertainment room, where a high-end Mahjong table awaited. Now that we're all here, let us start. The 4 sat down, and at first, Zhang Yu intentionally lost. For over 10 rounds, he lost every hand, with the sisters winning continuously. Each round, Zhang Yu kept losing. The sisters felt so guilty, thinking they might be being too harsh. Zhang Yu seemed like he didn't even know how to play. They hadn't even had a chance to signal each other yet. The more they won, the more they were convinced that he truly didn't know how to play. Perfect, they thought. Just one more win and they could pocket the money. Ding! Host has spent 97 minutes with sisters, upgraded to LV2. Total money earned, 200,000. LV2, money earning rate, 5,000 per minute. Hearing the system notification, Zhang Yu's eyes gleamed. He de-leveled up. Now, the real fun begins. 5,000 yuan per minute. The longer they stayed at the table, the more money he'd earn. At this moment, Zhang Yu's mind replayed the gambler's game theory. Win and you want more lose, and you try to win it back. It's human nature. Well, then, it's time to return all the money they won from him. Using his card of skills, Zhang Yu now had the advantage. Each round he played, he had the perfect hand. He could even see what cards had been played and what was left. It was like he was playing with an open hand. Soon, he was winning round after round. Even though the 3 sisters exchanged glances and tried to signal each other, they couldn't stop their losing streak. At the end of the game, all the money they had won was gone. Each of them even had to pay out a few thousand more. The time's about up, how about we go to sleep? Zhang Yu smiled. Another hour passed, and another 300,000 was earned. The money was coming in faster now, with the upgrade. To reach LV3, he needed 500 minutes, and he had 440 minutes left. Not sleeping. No way. 5th sister Lin Wanqing crossed her arms, signaling a refusal. Let us keep playing, she said. We'll play until dawn. We're not giving up until we win it back. The 3 sisters were shocked. Why had Zhang Yu suddenly gotten so good? They chalked it up to luck. Let us switch seats and start again. Okay, Zhang Yu sighed, pretending to be reluctant. Another 2 hours passed. The sisters had nearly lost all the chips they brought. I'm out of money, what about you guys? Fifth sister Lin Wanqing was the first to surrender. I'm out too, second sister Lin Hanxiao shook her head. They were either students or had regular jobs, and their mom had been strict with their allowances. Today's budget was all gone. I still have some, but it's late, I have to work tomorrow, the eldest sister yawned and covered her mouth. Looking at the time, it was already midnight. Not playing anymore? Zhang Yu asked. No more. Today you got lucky. We'll get you next time. The three sisters had no choice but to concede. They had planned on winning a bit from him, but ended up losing all their money. Then you all go to rest, I'll go to bed too. Zhang Yu walked away victorious. That card of skills was amazing. In the last 2 hours, he earned 600,000 yuan. The total earnings for the night already topped 1 million yuan. He had never felt like making money could be so easy. In fact, the constant system notifications about money accumulating had gotten a little annoying, so he quietly set it to notify him every half hour instead. By the way, you said you were a newbie, right? Fifth sister Lin Wanqing asked in surprise. How could he win every single hand? They were starting to question their luck. It's probably just as you said, I'm lucky. Newbie luck. Zhang Yu smiled and shrugged. It was easier to blame luck than explain it. That's the 10,000 yuan I was saving up for the latest fruit phone. Crying now, fifth sister Lin Wanqing pouted. How about this, fifth sister? Tomorrow, I'll go shopping with you, and I'll pay for the phone, Zhang Yu grinned. Really? Fifth sister Lin Wanqing looked at him, her number 20 suddenly jumping to 30. Of course. Zhang Yu smiled. I'll get one for each sister. That was an easy calculation. 5 phones, at most 50,000 yuan. But a shopping trip would take 2 or 3 hours, a perfect opportunity to rack up rewards. Subtract the 50,000, it was nothing. Besides, who doesn't he love a shopping spree? He was just 320 minutes away from the next level, and ideally, he'd hit LV3 tomorrow. Give them a little sweetener and see how it goes. Even if he was fishing, you had to bait their hook first. Wow, Zhang Yu, you really have impressed me. When the second sister heard he was buying a phone for each of them, her impression of him changed, and her number 5 rose to 15. All right, let us all get some sleep. We'll talk tomorrow. Zhang Yu gathered his things and went back to his room. The three sisters were left exchanging glances. This Zhang Yu, he's not so bad after all. They had come to a conclusion. He wasn't as hard to get along with as they had thought. They had gotten to know him a little, and realized he didn't have any inferiority complex or arrogance. He was calm and composed, as if he was approaching them with a mission. But when they looked into his eyes, they saw sincerity and clarity. They couldn't figure out what he was after. It's only the first day. We still need to observe him. It's not that easy to integrate into our family. After all, character wasn't something you could figure out in a day. They weren't opposed to having a new member in the family, but they had certain standards. The Lin group had developed into what it was today because of their mother's decades of hard work. Lin Yanrou had been with the Lin group for 5 years and had made significant contributions to its e-commerce strategies. They couldn't afford to let someone take advantage of all that. If they found out that Zhang Yu didn't have good character, or didn't share their values, there was no way he'd be able to get any real stake in the company or even join the leadership. This was something all the sisters agreed on, and it was their bottom line. Zhang Yu returned to his room. Ding! The system sounded again. Host just completed the Mahjong event with sisters, rewarded with 1 lucky card. Congratulations, host, you have received the bankruptcy card. 1 use only. The host can designate anyone to use this card, forcing their bankruptcy and asset reset to 0. Whoa! Zhang Yu was stunned. That was a strong card. If someone offended him, he could use it to bankrupt their entire family in one night. Chapter 4, The Twin Sister Who Appears Everywhere? Put it away first. This card should be used at critical moments. Can't find any usable objects yet. You can't make someone bankrupt just because he's worth only tens of millions, right? Wouldn't that seem too lacking in structure? I also spent more than 1 million yuan in one night by spending time with my sister. Today was a very fruitful day. Lying on the unfamiliar bed in the Lin Mansion, Zhang Yu felt satisfied. He didn't feel like he was getting used to the bed and fell asleep quickly. No words were spoken that night. The next morning, Zhang Yu woke up. I walked into the living room and found that the maid Wang Ma was preparing breakfast in the kitchen. The aroma of fried eggs and milk wafted from the kitchen. This high-calorie breakfast suddenly whetted Zhang Yu's appetite despite his empty stomach. Lin Mansion is the most luxurious villa in Jiangcheng, covering an area of 2 acres. The total construction cost was 3 to 400 million yuan. There are various facilities including gardens, swimming pools, tennis courts, etc. Routine facility maintenance, flower and plant cultivation, and environmental cleaning all take up a lot of work. Therefore, the entire Lin Mansion hired a total of 5 full-time servants to be responsible for different tasks. The housekeeping company specially selected the best team to serve Lin Mansion. Aunt Wang is responsible for cooking and preparing snacks. Have senior chef and baker certification. He is in his 40s this year, about the same age as his stepmother Lin Qingxuan, but he looks much older. There are traces of time on his face from long-term hard work. Mr. Zhang, are you awake? Breakfast will be ready soon. Seeing Zhang Yu, Wang Ma bowed slightly and saluted. Said respectfully. The name, Young Master Zhang, made him feel a little confused. Who understands? Yesterday I was an unknown Zhang who sent out resumes everywhere, but today I have become Mr. Zhang in the mouths of the servants in Lin Mansion. This identity, this title, will take him some time to get used to. Auntie Wang, just call me by my name. Zhang Yu scratched his head. That won't do. Madam Lin has specifically instructed us not to do that. As servants, we dare not shout nonsense. Wang Ma said again. Oh well. Zhang Yu nodded. Mr. Zhang, please sit down. I'll bring you breakfast. I want some too. I'm hungry. I want to eat too, Aunt Wang. At this time, a girl with disheveled hair and wearing a white lace pajamas came running down from the second floor. Ran to the dining table. Without saying anything, he took the breakfast in front of Zhang Yu and moved it to himself. Fifth miss, this is Mr. Zhang's breakfast. Mother Wang looked embarrassed. On one side is the fifth miss, and on the other side is the newcomer, young Master Zhang. No one dares to offend anyone in the middle, so we can only follow the order of first come first served. I don't care. It hasn't been touched anyway. Lin Wanqing said this and made a face at Zhang Yu. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Zhang Yu shook his head and smiled. In this house, I can't speak loudly. Then Mr. Zhang, I'll get you another one. As Wang Ma said this, she went back into the kitchen. Hey, why does Aunt Wang keep calling him young Master Zhang? Lin Wanqing turned her head and looked at Zhang Yu. You bribed Aunt Wang so quickly. This is my mother's idea. Go ask her. What, fuck? Lin Wanqing realized that it seemed a bit uncivilized to speak like that. He changed the topic and said, my mother. She really treats you as her son. Zhang Yu smiled but said nothing. The system prompt sound also came in my mind. You eat breakfast with Lin Wanqing for 3 minutes and get 15,000 yuan. Zhang Yu also discovered it. As long as you get close to any sister, you can automatically make money. As for how many meters this distance is effective, he is still exploring. Fifth sister, eat slowly. Zhang Yu looked at her wolfing down the food, which was not at all elegant, and reminded her. What? Lin Wanqing raised her head from the plate, looking confused. It's okay. I just want to remind you to eat slowly and be careful not to choke. Zhang Yu smiled. If you eat slowly, I will spend more money. What do you care? Lin Wanqing said this, but she also slowed down her breakfast eating pace. By the way, where are the eldest sister and the second sister? Zhang Yu asked while eating. You may not know this, but my mom and eldest sister go to the company before dawn every day. My second sister also goes out very early. Where are the third and fourth sisters? They didn't come back last night. Don't mention it. They have too many announcements. Suddenly, a phone call comes out. Airdropping everywhere. Zhang Yu asked. Yeah. Lin Wanqing heard something was wrong and slapped him. What do you mean by airborne? Don't talk nonsense. If they hear you say this, it will be over. I see. Zhang Yu seemed to be thinking about something. I'm warning you, don't go after them. We're not so easy to bribe. Lin Wanqing raised her fork. I'm done eating. I'm going to put on makeup and change clothes first. Lin Wanqing stood up and went up the stairs to the second floor. Ding, host, you and Lin Wanqing had breakfast together for 15 minutes, and you have earned a total of 75,000 yuan. At the same time, the host will obtain a lucky card, God's Face card. What is the God Face card? Zhang Yu looked at the introduction. The God Face card is valid for a single use. You can use it yourself or give it to a designated person. After using this card, the host's physical functions will be enhanced tenfold, and his appearance and temperament will be greatly improved. Is this true or false? With doubts, Zhang Yu also returned to his room. This card was used immediately. Suddenly, he felt a spreading burning sensation throughout his body. It seems like there is some vigorous power growing and spreading. I stretched out my hand and grasped it, and the grip was much stronger than before. He looked in the mirror. I found that the acne marks and blackheads on my face were completely gone. I touched my face and it was so smooth, full of collagen, elastic and delicate, just like a child's face. At the same time, my vision and hearing have also improved a lot. He originally had more than 300 degrees of myopia and astigmatism. Looking at any object is like turning on a filter. And now, every detail of every object in front of me can be seen extremely clearly. It's worthy of being called the God Face card. Zhang Yu felt that the person in the mirror was more handsome than before. It is much better than the effect of the 10-level beauty filter on the photo retouching software. After he changed his clothes, he walked out of the room. I saw that Lin Wanqing had changed her clothes and was sitting in the living room playing with her cell phone. She had 2 ponytails, a white shirt, a JK skirt, and loafers on her feet. Still dressed like a typical Xiaoluo. It's hard to imagine that she is only 1 month older than me. You can't tell at all, she looks like she just turned 18. Why are you so slow? Lin Wanqing looked up at Zhang Yu nonchalantly. Finding something wrong, she looked at his face again. No, Zhang Yu. She rubbed her eyes, wondering if she was hallucinating. So handsome. The person is still the same person, but why has he disappeared for just a moment? He actually became more handsome? If the full score is 10, then he is 10. And all the pimples, black marks on my face are gone. Zhang Yu also noticed that the number 30 above Lin Wanqing's head suddenly jumped to 50. Chapter 5. The 5 sisters will make money, but they will never lose. Zhang Yu, what skin care products do you use? Are they so effective? Recommend them. Lin Wanqing was stunned. How come I have never discovered such a good skin care product? It's my secret recipe. Zhang Yu smiled. How can I tell her this? Tell her that I have a system. Then I will be caught and sliced for research. What's the secret recipe? Tell me now, I want one too. Lin Wanqing pouted her cherry lips. He looked at Xiaoluo in front of him. Your skin is so good, do you still need skin care? Is it really that good? Lin Wanqing recalled the words praising herself and covered her face with her hands. Yeah, it's very good, but I don't know what it would feel like to touch it. Zhang Yu smiled. Then just think about it. Lin Wanqing withdrew a smile and said, let's go. The 2 men walked to the garage of the Lin Mansion. There are 7 or 8 luxury cars parked in the garage. Lined up in a row, they look very spectacular. Lamborghini, Ferrari, Porsche, Maserati, Bentley. My goodness, this is not a garage, it's a luxury car exhibition. And each car has a different color. The cheapest one among them is also the Porsche Panamera. Considering that she wanted to go shopping today, Lin Wanqing chose a Rolls-Royce Cullinan. The car is big and can carry a lot. Zhang Yu, can you drive? Yes, but I haven't driven this luxury car yet. He nodded. What kind of luxury car? We just drive it to buy groceries. Well, Cullinan is a grocery shopping car? You really got it wrong. Lin Wanqing said as she got on the passenger seat, then I'll give you some practice today. What if the car gets bumped? Zhang Yu asked. Then just repair it. You can even get compensation for it. But you don't have any money. Lin Wanqing's words were heartbreaking. After fastening her seat belt, she wondered for a moment. Strange, why do I like him more and more? He also said last night that he should not be allowed to have access to the family's important assets. I gave him the car keys today. He also said something like he shouldn't pay for it. Zhang Yu got into the driver's seat and touched the steering wheel. Feel the high-end texture from the leather steering wheel. It's indeed a luxury car. The space in the car is large, and the interior and configuration are all top-notch. Sit on it and you'll feel as happy as ever. Ding. You spent 10 minutes with Lin Wanqing and received 50,000 yuan. The system prompted again. System, remind me every 30 minutes. Zhang Yu modified the prompt interval. If I keep reminding myself of this, it will affect my driving. Then, Zhang Yu drove the car and slowly drove out of the Lin Mansion. Lin Mansion is located in a prime location. In the city center where every inch of land is valuable, it occupies 2 acres of land. There are 2 large shopping malls and 3 subway stations nearby. There is also a large park. The land nearby is being sold for 20,000 yuan per square meter. The land of Lin Mansion alone is now worth hundreds of millions. It is worthy of being the residence of the president of Lin Group. Until now, Zhang Yu's mind is still confused. He feels like he is dreaming and there is a sense of unreality. Who understands? This Rolls-Royce Cullinan, worth more than 6 million yuan, attracted countless people's amazement as soon as it drove on the street. Wow, what a majestic Rolls-Royce! It was opened from the Lin Mansion. I wonder which daughter of the Lin family left home. There are 5 golden flowers in the Lin family, and each one is very beautiful. Hey, why is the driver such a handsome guy? Oh, yeah, what's going on? Could this be the boyfriend of some daughter of the Lin family? That's what I think. I haven't heard that Chairman Lin has a son. I really envy this guy. He drives the Lin family's car and flirts with the Lin family's girls. In the future, won't he? Hey, if you want to be a gigolo, you have to be as handsome as him. I can't envy you enough. Everyone watched from a distance and took out their phones to take pictures. This melon looks delicious. But Zhang Yu and Lin Wanqing didn't notice their discussions. The car drove all the way and arrived at Henglong Plaza. This is the most luxurious high-end shopping mall in Jiangcheng, where all the well-known international brands gather. Those who can enter and exit Henglong Plaza are people of status and background. Lin Wanqing and Zhang Yu walked into the mall. The receptionist at the door bowed and greeted us from a distance. Welcome, Miss Lin Wanqing. The 6 members of the Lin family, mother and daughter, are the most distinguished platinum members of Henglong Plaza. The annual consumption in the mall exceeds 20 million. A definite top customer. The mall spends a lot of effort every year to maintain these customers. There were hundreds of employees in the mall, from top to bottom, and there was no one who didn't know the 6 daughters from this family. This is also to facilitate the provision of services and avoid errors. So, all the employees know Lin Wanqing. When he saw Zhang Yu, his reaction was different. Oh, the guy next to Miss Lin is so handsome, he must be about 185 centimeters tall. I feel like even celebrities have to admit defeat. Yesterday a very popular second-tier actor came to the mall, but I think he's far inferior to me. I'm very curious about his identity. Is he Miss Lin's boyfriend? It's possible. It seems like they are a perfect match. Zhang Yu was shopping in the mall with Lin Wanqing. Wherever your eyes go. The numbers on the heads of the female clerks in jewelry stores and luxury stores are all 85. 90. 95. The highest ones even have several 100s. This is the impression I get in their eyes. They have seen a lot of rich people and handsome guys, but their impressions are still full. 100 points, which is enough to eat on the spot. It turns out that I am still quite attractive. Thanks to the blessing of the godly face card, Zhang Yu is already invincible in terms of appearance. But, turning around, he saw that the impression score on Lin Wanqing's head was still only 50 points. There's a fruit phone store in front, let's go buy some phones. Zhang Yu said. Are you really going to buy us a cell phone? Lin Wanqing was a little surprised. Of course. Zhang Yu said, a man should keep his word. The 5 sisters will make money, but he will never lose money. 5,000 per minute, just stay in the store for a while and you can get back the money you spent on the phone. Then I won't be polite. Lin Wanqing said as she walked into the store and saw the latest Fruit 16. Speak directly to the clerk. There are 5 color combinations of the Pro Max version. I'll buy one of each. He'll pay for it. As he said that, he pointed at Zhang Yu. The clerk was very excited when he saw the 5th daughter of the Lin family come in and place a large order. Ms. Lin, 5 mobile phones cost a total of 50,000 yuan after the discount. Zhang Yu just smiled faintly. Swipe the card. No, you spent 50,000, don't you feel bad at all? Zhang Yu paid the bill, and while waiting for the packaging, Lin Wanqing couldn't help but ask. She felt a little touched and felt the phone box was a little hot. I actually felt a vague sense of guilt in my heart. It's strange, why do I still feel sorry for Zhang Yu? My eldest sister once said that being caring about a man will bring you bad luck for the rest of your life. But, I just can't help it. They investigated him and found out that he came from a poor family. My father Zhang Jigang was just a laborer moving bricks on the construction site. He was not even a skilled worker. Zhang Yu had never eaten any good food since he was a child, never attended a summer camp, and never traveled. I go to work part-time as soon as I have a holiday, and only earn 10 yuan an hour. Suffered a lot. Logically speaking, people who grew up in this kind of environment should value money very much. Even if his mother suddenly gave him 10 million, his consumption habits and concepts cannot be changed overnight. Spent 50,000 in one go. Without blinking? Chapter 6. I just like the feeling of being corrupted by money. This phone is bought for my sisters. Consider it a token of my brother's love. Zhang Yu said lightly. He said, and then he saw it. The number above Lin Wanqing's head rose to 60. So fast. It was only 20 last night. It has increased so much in less than a day. However, Lin Wanqing's initial impression of him was also the best. So, it is easier to improve your score. As for the other 4 sisters, especially the 2 twin sisters who received negative scores, it seems that there is still a long way to go if I want to change their impressions. Zhang Yu also understood it. Stepmother Lin Qingshuang is very busy with work and social activities and is not at home most of the time. In the Lin Mansion, the 5 sisters actually have the final say. I want to gain a firm foothold at home, and even become the master of the Lin Mansion. The only way is to quickly improve your impression points. You also need to improve your own strength. The Lin family has tens of billions of assets, so I have to have more than that to be able to stand up straight in front of them. So, the speed of making money now is not too fast, but too slow. Only earn 5,000 yuan a minute. If you spend 24 hours a day with the Lin sisters, that would only be a few million. How long will it take to earn money? Thinking of this, Zhang Yu noticed. The system was suddenly upgraded. Ding, congratulations to their host for unlocking 500 minutes of coexistence time and upgrading the level to LV3. Level 3, the amount of money you can earn per minute is 10,000 yuan. It will take 2,000 minutes to reach the next level LV4. 2,000 minutes is roughly 30 hours. We have to find a way to increase the time we spend together. Since the system is set up to bind them to upgrade, this is the only way. He turned his head and looked at Lin Wanqing's impression score. 60 points. So let's start with her. First, win over one of the 5 sisters, so that their internal alliance will not be so strong. Then they differentiated one by one. I am so smart. Thinking of this, Zhang Yu asked Lin Wanqing. 5th sister, where are we going next? Now that I've bought the phone, what else can I do? It's almost time to go home. Lin Wanqing looked at the action figure stores and swallowed. She also wants to go in and buy some action figures. However, her mother controlled the amount of money that could be spent, so she could only watch. Well, let's go to the store in front and take a look. 5th sister, just take whatever you like. I'll pay for it. Zhang Yu said. Really? Is this true? Zhang Yu, why are you so nice? Lin Wanqing stretched out a finger. Tell me. Do you want to corrupt me with money? Do you want to test me with the action figures? You're right, that's it. Do you want it? Zhang Yu smiled. Great, I just like the feeling of being corrupted by money, let's go. Someone was paying for it, and Lin Wanqing was extremely happy. He rushed directly into the action figure toy store in front. The store is filled with all kinds of figures, dolls and figurines. The color scheme of Deepining's store is also very eye-catching. More than 90% of the customers in the store are girls. When they saw Zhang Yu walk into the store, they opened their mouths wide. What a handsome little brother! And it's tall. Just standing there without saying anything attracted their attention so much that they couldn't move. Several girls felt their faces blushing and their hearts almost jumped out of their chests. So handsome! Is that his girlfriend next to him? Seeing that they didn't hold hands, didn't have any intimate gestures, and didn't exchange glances, it shouldn't be. I really want to go up and ask for WeChat. Go and ask for it. You go. You go. Several girls were pushing and shoving among the shelves. Suddenly Zhang Yu appeared in front of them. Excuse me, can you please let me pass? Oh, okay. The girls were distraught and quickly made way. Seeing him walk away, I regretted not having the courage to ask for his WeChat or something. Zhang Yu passed by the girls with the number 100 on their heads and said to Lin Wanqing, "What do you think of this toy? Take a look. And this one is also good. Oh, I'll see for myself." Lin Wanqing felt that Zhang Yu was so fussy that he acted like a salesman. He wanted to show her everything, as if he wanted her to stay in the store a little longer. Before I knew it, I had spent almost an hour in this small store. It took half an hour longer than she had originally expected. Ding. Host, your current LV4 coexistence time has reached 60 minutes, and the amount of money you can earn is 600,000. Okay, I went to the toy store and got 600,000. That's all. Lin Wanqing took the toys and prepared to check out. Hello, Miss Lin, your total consumption is 17,800. The clerk used a calculator to calculate a price. So expensive. Lin Wanqing looked at the toys in the basket. She only took a dozen. Let me do it. Zhang Yu took a step forward. Zhang Yu, I admit that I am really about to be bribed by you. Lin Wanqing said this, but her body was very honest. Who can resist a man who buys things for him without saying a word? No matter who he is. After Zhang Yu paid the bill, he secretly made a net profit of more than 580,000 yuan from this trip to the toy store. The most important thing is, Lin Wanqing's impression score has risen to 70. Now she is about to fall to her own camp. After buying the toys, the two of them walked around the mall for a few more hours. Buy milk tea, 20 minutes. I played the video game console for an hour. Watched a movie, 2.5 hours. Let's go eat. We're hungry. Zhang Yu suggested. Which one are we going to? Lin Wanqing was also tired. Look, there are so many people. Zhang Yu raised his hand and pointed. Oh, no, the queue is already over 60. It's okay. A lot of people means the food is delicious. You take a seat and I'll go line up. Zhang Yu seemed very excited, his eyes shining. Lin Wanqing spread her hands. What else can I say? When we finished our meal and walked out of the mall again, it was already evening. I spent 6 or 7 hours in the mall today. It's really time to go home this time. I'm so tired. Lin Wanqing bent over, supported her knees, and felt like her legs were not her own. Tar loves shopping so much, but this is the first time he has doubted his life. Looking at Zhang Yu again, he still looks full of energy and has endless strength. No, is it said that men don't like to go shopping? Going shopping is like going to jail for them. But why does Zhang Yu seem more enthusiastic than me? He took the initiative to take me to many places. I don't understand, I really don't understand. Oh, isn't this the 5th miss of the Lin family? At this time, a cool Pagani slowly stopped in front of them. Cai-kun, it's you again. When Lin Wanqing saw the man in the car, her face darkened in an instant and she didn't want to pay any attention to him. He turned to Zhang Yu and said, let's go. Hey, why do you want to leave as soon as you see me? Cai-kun got out of the car and came over. Didn't I say I wanted to go home? 5th miss, let me take you home then. Cai-kun pestered her and blocked her way. He looked like a complete scoundrel. Chapter 7 I will make you bankrupt, I said. Zhang Yu frowned aside. How can there be such a greasy man? He is so bold in front of others. Do you hate him? Zhang Yu tilted his head and whispered in her ear. Yeah, I hate it. So greasy, and he thinks he's so handsome. Lin Wanqing made no secret of her disgust for Cai-kun, especially that middle-parted hair, it's so disgusting. Then I know what to do. Zhang Yu nodded. Fifth miss, if you don't say anything, I will take it as your consent. Cai Kun said, and wanted to reach out to pull her. Hey. Zhang Yu said, didn't you see someone breathing next to you? Oh. Cai Kun looked at Zhang Yu and asked, who do you think you are to meddle in my affairs? Zhang Yu, he is the young master of Fuxing Group, don't be impulsive. Although Lin Wanqing didn't want to see Cai Kun, it was not easy for her to offend him. Fuxing Group is the leading enterprise in Jiangcheng with a market value of 50 billion. With such a large family and powerful assets, even the Lin Group cannot afford to offend them. Moreover, many of the Lin family's businesses are closely related to them. Even though Lin Wanqing avoided him like the plague, she didn't dare to turn against him. She was so annoyed. Fortunately, the Lin family is a large group, so Cai Kun has never dared to do anything out of line. But it's like a dog's skin plaster that lingers around, which is really disgusting. Did you hear that? Cai Kun was even more proud at this time. If you know what's best for you, just get out of the way and don't get in my way. Too arrogant. Zhang Yu remembered the bankruptcy card he had obtained. It seems that it can be used now. System, I want to use this bankruptcy card. Host, which individual or company do you want to designate as bankrupt? Jiangcheng Fuxing Group. He hadn't originally planned to use this card, but since Cai Kun had run into him, he could only use him as a sacrifice. The bankruptcy card has come into effect. Fuxing Group will complete bankruptcy reorganization within 5 minutes. Major personnel changes. You are just a prodigal son of a bankrupt family, and you are still speaking so shamelessly here. Go back quickly, your house has been robbed. Zhang Yu smiled. What crazy things are you talking about? My family is the Fuxing Group. Bankruptcy? You'll never see it in your lifetime. Cai Kun smiled arrogantly. As soon as their words fell, he received a phone call. Hey, Dad. I'm playing outside, what? His eyes suddenly widened, how could this happen? I'll be back right away. After hanging up the phone, Cai Kun glared at Zhang Yu fiercely. Did he really get it right? A large number of people suddenly came to Fuxing Group and sealed off the entire group. This is something that just happened and only the top brass knows about it. How did Zhang Yu know about this? I don't have time to think about it anymore, I have to go back and check it out. He was just about to get into the Pagani. Several men in black walked towards this side. He's there, don't let him get away. When the man in black saw Cai Kun, he rushed over and pulled him out of the car. What are you doing? Ouch. Cai Kun started yelling. Fuxing Group has gone bankrupt, and all its assets have to be used to pay off debts. This car of yours is also registered in the company's name, so get off. No. Cai Kun was stunned when he saw them driving away. Aren't you all my dad's friends? Your dad is bankrupt, how can you still have friends? The men laughed and said, from now on, you are no longer Master Cai, so take care of yourself. As they spoke, several people drove away in the Pagani. What's going on? Cai Kun's two hands were still holding the steering wheel. I don't understand what happened in just a few minutes. I am the young master of Fuxing Group, but suddenly I have nothing. Look at Zhang Yu again. Yes, it must be him. He must be behind this. It's you? Cai Kun pointed at Zhang Yu and said, how could my family go bankrupt? How much do you know? I didn't do anything. Zhang Yu shrugged indifferently. Did you report it? Did the Cai family offend you? Cai Kun continued to ask. But there was despair in his eyes. Mr. Cai, I'm a little uncomfortable with the way you talk. You should regain your arrogance just now. Zhang Yu smiled faintly. Cai Kun no longer had the pride he had just now, and was now extremely angry. He raised his fist and wanted to hit Zhang Yu on the head. Hey, there are cameras here. Zhang Yu pointed behind him. What camera? Do you think I'm stupid or blind? Don't you see that the wires on it have been cut? Cai Kun sneered. Since you knew there were no cameras, why are you so arrogant? Who are you with? As Zhang Yu spoke, he kicked out, hitting Cai Kun right in the face, and he retreated 2 meters. His kick was extremely powerful. Oh, it hurts so much. Cai Kun rolled on the ground, holding his stomach, and his brand name clothes were all covered in dust. The funny look made Lin Wanqing couldn't help but shout out in excitement. How refreshing it is to see him in trouble. Har har, Zhang Yu, let's go. Don't leave. I'll remember you, kid. Wait for me. Cai Kuan was kicked so hard that he lost all his dignity and even lost several teeth, but he was still uttering harsh words. Looking at Zhang Yu with even colder eyes, he knew that his overindulged body could not defeat him. He could only reluctantly cover the injured part of the body and slowly leave the scene. At this time, Lin Wanqing also learned through her own channels the news of Fuxing Group's sudden bankruptcy. All industries under the Fuxing Group will be reorganized, and the previous bosses and management will naturally have to be reshuffled. In other words, Fuxing Group will no longer be named CAI. It is also an important opportunity for the Lin Group. We have always been suppressed by Fuxing using its unfair terms a few years ago. Now that it has gone bankrupt and reorganized, many things have changed. You can renegotiate the contract and discuss the profit-sharing ratio. This is a great thing for the Lin family. Lin Wanqing didn't understand business, but it was too unbelievable that such a large group would suddenly go bankrupt without any warning. Could it be Zhang Yu's fault? She looked at her brother who was only a month younger than her. There was a sophistication on his face that was not present for someone his age. No, it's impossible. Lin Wanqing quickly denied it in her heart. We know Zhang Yu's situation very well. How could he bankrupt Fuxing with just one sentence? Only. The timing of Fuxing's bankruptcy was just too coincidental. It happened just the next second after Cai Kuan provoked Zhang Yu. But from then on, Cai Kuan lost his backing and became a stray dog. He won't pester me anymore. I couldn't help but feel extremely happy. Moreover, Zhang Yu looked really handsome when he stood up for himself just now. If he avoided me, I would be really sad. Zhang Yu also noticed at this time that the impression score above Lin Wanqing's head rose again to 75. Wow, the score is rising too fast. Let's go back quickly. Lin Wanqing was afraid that the night would be too long and might lead to more trouble. Cai Kuan will not let it go after being kicked by you. He must have gone to find someone. No hurry, he won't be back for a while. As Zhang Yu said this, he got into the Rolls-Royce Cullinan. Started the car. Returned to Lin Mansion. It was the evening rush hour at this time. A journey that usually takes more than 20 minutes took an hour. By the time we returned to the Lin Mansion, it was already completely dark. Ding, their host has earned 300,000 gold in the past half hour. There were two such reminders. 10,000 yuan per minute, and the amount doubles at each level. If we increase it by a few more levels, wouldn't it be? Zhang Yu was looking forward to it. At this time, the system still has an unread message. Chapter 8: The offensive and defensive alliance of the Five Sisters collapsed. Host, congratulations on obtaining the lucky card, Cooking Card. Cooking Card, valid for a permanent period, can be used by yourself or given to others. This system. I always add a bunch of nonsense. Such a good card, why shouldn't I use it myself and give it to someone else? Having many skills is never a burden. After using it, you will gain permanent skills in all kinds of food, including the 8 major cuisines, various Western cuisines, niche cuisines, desserts, medicinal cuisines, nutritious meals, etc. My goodness, isn't that a level that even the world's top chefs can't reach? Top chefs are only good at 1 or 2 categories. This skill card is not going to be used for the time being, so I'll just put it into the system backpack. After parking the car in the huge garage, the two returned to the living room of the Lin Mansion. Then I realized that my other 4 sisters and stepmother Lin Qingxuan were all sitting on the sofa. His expression was somewhat serious. Fifth sister, where were you guys doing today? Why did you come back so late? The eldest sister Lin Yanrou asked. I went shopping with Zhang Yu today. This is the latest model of mobile phone Zhang Yu bought for everyone. Everyone can get one. Lin Wanqing quickly took out the mobile phone she bought today. Zhang Yu, you actually bought it. The eldest and second sisters were a little surprised. They didn't take what happened last night seriously. Of course we have to do what we agreed yesterday. Zhang Yu smiled. Then he noticed. The number 10 on the eldest sister's head has reached 15. The number 5 on my second sister's head has also reached 13. It has increased a little, but not much. But it's better than no increase. No, you want to please us just by buying a mobile phone. The third and fourth sisters are twins, and their reactions are surprisingly consistent. The impression scores on their heads only dropped from 18 and 15 to 16 and 13. It's still a negative score, and the increase is the slowest. Zhang Yu couldn't understand. There were 5 sisters, born to the same mother, so why did the twins have such a bad impression of him? He thought about it and realized that he had not offended them. But the initial impression score was so low. However, it's not a good time to think about these things now. Because Lin Qingxuan spoke. His face was very serious. Zhang Yu, did you hit Cai Kuan today? No, the news got out so quickly. I've seen this video. Zhang Yu leaned over to take a look, but he didn't know who had taken the video. The scene in question was exactly the one where he kicked Cai Kuan. He was surprised and had to nod. I didn't start it. It was his body that wanted to touch the sole of my shoe. Har har har, the fifth sister laughed. What a magical picture. Don't you know that he is the son of the Cai family? Do you know that this will bring a lot of trouble to the Lin family? In the Lin family, the first thing you have to do is to learn to keep a low profile. Lin Qingxuan's face was as cold as ice. Mom, he did it to protect me. He had no choice but to do it at that time. Seeing her mother questioning Zhang Yu, Lin Wanqing quickly spoke. The other 4 sisters widened their eyes. No, why does the 5th sister always support Zhang Yu? Has she really been instigated by him to rebel? Before he could say anything, Lin Qingxuan's stern face suddenly started to smile. Zhang Yu, I wanted to say that you fought well. It also helped me to vent my anger. Having been bullied by the Cai family for too long, Lin Qingxuan did not have a good impression of the Cai family and hated the whole family. This dude wasn't her type either. Also, I got the news that the Fuxing group has gone bankrupt and reorganized, and will have nothing to do with the Cai family in the future. After Lin Qingxuan said this, she glanced at Zhang Yu. He didn't look surprised and looked very confident. Did he know the inside story a long time ago, even earlier than I did? Zhang Yu, do you know about this? I only found out after I heard him make the call. He stared with clear and innocent eyes. Anyway, today is a day worth being happy about. Lin Qingxuan smiled. Zhang Yu, don't be nervous. I just said that on purpose. The stepmother looks radiant when she smiles. In the young women's track, it's amazing. Zhang Yu didn't understand it before, but now he knows why the identity of a wife has been the object of fantasy for so many people since ancient times. Even a brave thief like Cao could not escape. Dad, did you save the universe to marry her? You really can't control a woman like this. Just thinking about this. A phone call came in. It was my dad calling. I'm going to answer a phone call. Zhang Yu walked out of the living room, came to the yard of the villa, and answered the phone. Hey, Xiaoyu, what are you doing? Nothing, what's the matter? Oh, I just arrived at my hometown, and I want to ask you what's going on. Are you staying well in the Lin Mansion? Are the 5 sisters giving you any trouble? Not bad. Zhang Yu thought for a moment. 5th sister and I have a pretty good relationship at the moment. After all, the impression score is 75, which is already an upper middle level. That's good. She's the closest to your age, so you should be able to get along well. You should keep a low profile in the Lin family and don't offend them. Can't collide? Zhang Yu asked in confusion. Dad, what's wrong with the twins? They are the only ones who have a nose that's not a nose and eyes that aren't eyes to me. Although the eldest and second sisters did not score highly in impression, they still managed to save face on the surface. I don't know about your father either. Zhang Zhigang on the other end of the phone was also helpless. Maybe he just doesn't want a few more strangers in his home. It's getting late, you should get some rest. Wait a minute, Dad. Zhang Yu hurriedly shouted, when will you come back? Go back to the Lin Mansion. Zhang Zhigang hesitated for a second, then said, I have just arrived at my hometown, it may take a few more days. All right. Zhang Yu hung up the phone. I feel like my dad is always hiding something from me. I'm already getting married for the 2nd time, I've got the marriage certificate, and I've acknowledged my stepmother, but why is my dad still unable to accept it? Could it be that this marriage was not his original intention? With this in mind, Zhang Yu returned to the living room. I found 5 sisters lying on a large sofa, playing with their mobile phones in different postures. On the coffee table, there were several plates of fruit with only juice left after the fruits were eaten. Lin Xingxuang disappeared, probably because she had gone back to her room to rest. The host is approaching the five sisters, the money-making timer begins. The system prompts again. Zhang Yu, was that a call from your father just now? Asked the eldest sister Lin Yanrou. Yes. Let him finish his work and return to the Lin Mansion as soon as possible. Lin Yanrou sighed. No, sister, do we really want to accept this stepfather? The other sisters asked. For more than 20 years, I have gotten used to the absence of my father. It would be fine if they didn't mention it, but when they mentioned this stepfather, they got a little emotional. Especially the third and fourth sisters, they have the strongest rebellious mentality. Aren't we going to form an offensive and defensive alliance? Third sister, fourth sister, but he is now a member of our family in the legal sense. Lin Wanqing said. Fifth sister, why are you still leaning forward? Have you forgotten what we said? Fifth sister, Zhang Yu can't have bribed you with just a cell phone, right? How much do you want? I'll buy it for you. The third and fourth sisters looked at the fifth sister. Okay, stop arguing. The eldest sister Lin Yanrou signaled to her younger sisters to be quiet. I don't know what mom thinks, but since we've already got the certificate, if we don't let Uncle Zhang into the Lin family, who knows what people outside will think? Chapter 9 shows off his skills and shocks the five sisters. From the perspective of maintaining the reputation of the Lin family, Lin Yanrou's words also convinced her sisters. That's true. Family matters should be kept at home. If outsiders knew about it, it would really hurt your reputation. Especially since the Lin family is now a multi-billion-dollar group and is also preparing for an IPO to expand its scale. I don't know how many people are watching their family affairs. Nothing can go wrong at this time. Okay. The sisters all nodded. I'm so hungry. Are you hungry? At this time, the fifth sister Lin Wanqing suddenly asked everyone. Mother Wang is asleep, so don't wake her up. The eldest sister Lin Yanrou was indeed a little hungry. She looked at the time and didn't want to wake anyone up because of this matter. I'm not eating. I'm losing weight. The third and fourth sisters stared at the screens of their mobile phones and said in unison without raising their heads. Then I won't eat either. The second sister just opened the food delivery app, and seeing that no one was eating, she silently closed the screen. You don't want to eat it, then I will eat it. The fifth sister, Lin Wanqing, is in the growing stage and always feels hungry. Her number one goal every day is to satisfy her appetite. Fifth sister, what do you want to eat? I'll make it for you. Zhang Yu discovered that the opportunity had come. This is a good opportunity to verify the effectiveness of the cooking card. No, Zhang Yu, why are you so attentive? The third and fourth sisters found everything about him unpleasant. This is the impact of negative points. It would be fine if he did nothing and just remained invisible, otherwise even breathing would be wrong if he jumped out. Third and fourth sisters, if they want to do it, I can't stop them. Really? Lin Wanqing also felt a little emotional. Fifth sister, why did you really end up on the same side with him? Asked the second sister. I don't care about anything else, I just want to eat. As she spoke, Lin Wanqing pushed Zhang Yu into the kitchen. Standing at the kitchen door, she said to him. Zhang Yu, don't pay attention to them. From now on, I will support you in this family. He. Zhang Yu smiled. The fifth sister was won over by me. As long as there is one among these five sisters who supports me and doesn't exclude me, I can live a peaceful and happy life at home. As for the rest, just take your time. What do you want to eat? Zhang Yu asked. I don't know either. Just do whatever you want. Lin Wanqing leaned against the door. Okay, then I'll make a divine fried rice. He looked in the refrigerator and there weren't many ingredients left. There are only some onions, ginger, garlic, eggs, ham and so on. There is still some rice left. Divine fried rice? Did you name it yourself? Lin Wanqing was curious. You'll find out in a moment. Then Zhang Yu began to prepare. Use the cooking card. Fried rice is the simplest home-cooked dish. But some people make it delicious, while some people don't. The heat, oil temperature, amount of seasonings, the timing of adding ingredients, every tiny change will bring different results. But with the blessing of the God-level cooking card, Zhang Yu can make a bowl of fried rice look like top-notch delicacy. In the kitchen, the aroma filled the air immediately after the food was stir-fried over high heat. It smells so good. My second sister's stomach growled a few times because of the aroma wafting from the kitchen. He touched his belly somewhat embarrassedly. Is Zhang Yu's cooking so good? The eldest sister smelled the fragrance and realized that something was wrong. Because of business engagements, she has been to all kinds of top restaurants. But the fragrance I smell at this moment is unique. It's just a bowl of fried rice, how can it be made into something fancy? The third and fourth sisters scoffed at this. It's done. After a while, Zhang Yu walked out of the kitchen carrying a plate of golden fried rice. Lin Wanqing saw the plate of fried rice, and each grain of rice was shining with oily luster. The golden frangipani, with a little bit of burnt skin, is just right. The fluttering heat awakened the gluttony in her heart. I couldn't wait to pick up the spoon and scoop a spoonful. Hum, hum, hum. Lin Wanqing had rice in her mouth and couldn't utter a word. She couldn't help stomping her feet on the ground. What's wrong, fifth sister? Are you scalded? Eldest sister Lin Yanrou stood up with concern. Zhang Yu, you served it out right after it was cooked. Do you want to scold my sister to death? The third sister Lin Yumo was dissatisfied. No. No. Lin Wanqing swallowed the food in her mouth. This fried rice is so delicious. I have never eaten anything so delicious. As he spoke, he put a grain of rice at the corner of his mouth into his mouth. He picked up the spoon again and scooped a large spoonful. After taking a big mouthful, Lin Wanqing felt extremely satisfied physically and mentally. His head was slightly tilted back, his eyes slightly narrowed, with a smile on his face. It seems to be floating on soft clouds. With such a good-looking face and an expression of enjoyment, she can even be used in a food commercial. Fifth sister, is it really that delicious? Second sister Lin Hanxiao swallowed her saliva. My little sister is the biggest foodie at home. The youngest sister, and also the most favored. Whenever I have something delicious, I will bring it to her and leave a portion for her. And she was also famous for her sharp tongue. How delicious must the fried rice be to be praised so highly by my little sister? Let me try it. The second sister was already hungry, and now she had a reason to do so, so she walked forward and also scooped a spoonful with the spoon. After taking a bite, the second sister was stunned for a second, and then she gave Zhang Yu a thumbs up. Zhang Yu, your fried rice is so delicious, how did you make it? It's amazing. Second sister, this fried rice is made with chili peppers, lard, green onions, ginger, garlic, chopped beans, and dried bean curd sheets. First this and then that, and it's done. As Zhang Yu spoke, he saw the number above Lin Wanqing reach 80. The second sister's score also soared from 13 to 35. It can be said to have skyrocketed. No, is it that exaggerated? The two twin sisters looked at each other with frowns on their faces. Come, let me try a bite too. The eldest sister also became curious. Lin Wanqing quickly scooped up a spoonful and fed it to her elder sister. Sister, come and try it. The eldest sister has the best say, so let her give her comments. Lin Yanrou took a bite of the fried rice, and the fragrance filled her lips and teeth. The rice tasted like it was bursting. This spoonful of carbs immediately awakened her taste buds, and the refreshing feeling went straight to the top of her head. The number above her head suddenly jumped from 15 to 30. Really, how is this meal made? Is there any more? Lin Yanrou glanced at the plate. Everyone was taking a bite, and there wasn't much left. No, is it really that delicious? The third and fourth sisters were confused again. Did the elder sister do it too? Now 3 out of 5 sisters say it's delicious. You two come and try it, it's really delicious, said the eldest sister. But we are losing weight. As Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyou talked, they moved forward unconsciously. I accepted the call from my elder sister and gave it a try. Then, their surprised screams were heard in the living room. Oh my god, this is the best fried rice I've ever had. More than that, I have never eaten anything so delicious. The lore of true fragrance never goes out of date. The reactions of the third and fourth sisters were obviously stronger than those of the other 3 sisters. Originally, they had not eaten carbohydrates for a long time because they wanted to lose weight. In addition, Zhang Yu's cooking skills have reached perfection, and the atmosphere created by them has been enhanced. This bite of fried rice directly overturned their feelings of more than 20 years. It is the ultimate dining experience. Chapter 10, Top-Notch Delicacy, Ultimate Enjoyment. High-end food often only requires the simplest ingredients. Even just the most common ingredients. How come when put together like this and fried together, it becomes the most delicious food in the world? Zhang Yu could see it very clearly. The impression points of the two sisters have skyrocketed, and are now both 1 points. What is this meal called? Where can I buy it? It's called Divine Fried Rice, Zhang Yu brand. Lin Wanqing is a little arrogant, which made you underestimate Zhang Yu just now. Now you know how powerful he is. One bite is not enough, I want more. It's all gone from the plate, and I haven't even taken a few bites yet. Several sisters wanted to have a spoonful. Lin Wanqing ran with a plate in hand to protect the food. The picture is full of sense. Everyone, don't worry. There's still food in the kitchen. If you want to eat, I'll make it right away. Zhang Yu said quickly. Then go get it, quickly. Fourth sister Lin Yuyou grabbed his arm and shook him. That feeling is like being addicted to smoking and unable to control yourself. It seemed like it would explode at any moment. Zhang Yu also felt like he was about to explode. No, just hold my arm, don't shake it. Please fry more. I want another plate. No, 2 plates. Lin Wanqing made a 2 gesture from behind. Zhang Yu walked into the kitchen again. At this point, the 5 sisters had nothing to do. They threw down their cell phones and crowded at the kitchen door, with 5 pairs of long legs standing in a neat row. Watching Zhang Yu cooking. It can be said to be a beautiful landscape. The 5 golden flowers of the Lin family are well known. Many men want to see her beauty. At this moment, the 5 of them were all standing quietly at the kitchen door. I dared not make a sound. Look at Zhang Yu flipping the spoon, the rice is flying happily in the pot. The fragrance filled the air, making the 5 sisters' eyes pop out. In just a few minutes, Zhang Yu had prepared another big pot of fried rice. After 5 plates were filled, there was still some left in the pot. The rest is mine. Lin Wanqing hurried over, asserted her sovereignty, and took the pot away. Although I'm trying to lose weight recently, let's eat first. Third sister Lin Yumor. I've already eaten tonight, but I can still have another plate now. Eldest sister Lin Yanrou. I consumed too much energy on the mission today, so I need this kind of carbohydrate supplement. The second sister is Lin Hanxiao. Our fifth sister Lin Wanqing was so busy eating that she didn't have time to say a word. Zhang Yu looked at the 5 beauties in front of him and concentrated on the rice on the plate. Also with a smile on his face. Because the impression scores of the 5 of them have increased again. The current situation is that the 5th sister has 83 points. My eldest and second sisters also scored close to 50 points. The most difficult 3rd and 4th sisters also turned losses into profits and reached as much as 8 points. I never thought that just a bowl of fried rice could have such a strong effect. This is all thanks to the cooking card. Zhang Yu, with your level, you can open a restaurant and expand it to 1,000 stores across the country without any problem. The eldest sister said while eating, why don't you consider opening a store? I'll talk to mom and ask her to invest. Yes, with such great cooking skills, it would be a shame not to open a restaurant. You have found your area of expertise, and we all support you, said the second sister. The resistance in their hearts has now faded a lot, although they still don't have such deep feelings for Zhang Yu. But he was also considering how to find a livelihood for Zhang Yu. After all, if you really want to do good for your brother, you have to let him have his own business, so that everyone will look at him with admiration. Instead of eating free meals at home. Not to mention outsiders, they couldn't stand it either. I think it still has to be combined with live streaming. The third sister said, Zhang Yu has a good image, and he is so good at cooking, it's like he is making a work of art. If he starts live streaming, he will definitely become popular. Fifth sister, what do you say? The fourth sister turned her head and glanced at Lin Wanqing. She was still concentrating on eating. The plate in front of me is already the 3rd one. The pot had been scraped clean long ago, not even a grain of rice was left. No, you have to listen to what he says, one sentence at a time. Lin Wanqing looked up in confusion for a moment, then said, I think we can discuss this later. But if my sisters want to eat it, I will cook it every day. Zhang Yu smiled. He is not very interested in opening a store. So, what are you doing tomorrow? The five sisters were all looking forward to it. Tomorrow, then I'll cook some noodles and everyone can eat. Zhang Yu asked. That's fine. I just like eating noodles, slurp slurp. The five sisters nodded. But why does this sound weird? They felt like Zhang Yu was taking advantage of them, but they couldn't find any evidence. If I question him face to face, I can't clear myself of the suspicion of having misunderstood the issue. What's more, this fifth sister has almost sided with Zhang Yu now, and she might be scolded again later. So, I can only say nothing. It looks like a peaceful time. Sisters, just put your plates down after you finish eating. I'll clean up. Then thank you for your hard work tonight, Zhang Yu. Eldest sister Lin Yanrou began to feel somewhat guilty towards him. More than in our past while I was eating this fried rice. Another $600,000 or $700,000 was spent. After they finished their meal, they went back to their rooms to wash up and rest. Zhang Yu looked at the plates and saw that they had eaten everything clean, not even a grain of rice was left. To exaggerate, it is cleaner than if it had been licked by a cat. Just rinse it and it will be clean. Bite. The system's voice sounded again at this time. Zhang Yu discovered that whenever he was with the five sisters, they were spending money. When the money swiping stops, a cycle is completed. Each cycle may be long or short, but you will get a lucky card in each cycle. What card will it be this time? Congratulations to the host for obtaining the lucky card, Almighty Talent Card. The all-round talent card is valid for 5 years. After using it, the host can master all-round talents such as film and television performance, music, dance, painting, and writing within 5 years. Level: top in the world. Shit, are they asking me to enter the inner circle and become a 208? With the top level 208, one person can carry an entire listed company on his own. Zhang Yu was really tempted by this. People get up early, chasing after nothing but fame and fortune. 208 making money is the easiest. However, let us put the card away for now. Now is the stage of development. In addition, Zhang Yu also noticed that the system gave 2 special rewards. Congratulations to their host, Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyao's impression scores have turned from negative to positive, and they will receive 2 special reward cards. Card 1, 5 mind reading cards. Card 2, 5 precognition cards. Mind reading cards: 1 card corresponds to a person or organization, and can spy on all the secrets and privacy in anyone's heart. The precognition card can predict special events that will occur in a certain area in the future. The prediction range is from 1 day to 20 years. Oh shit! Zhang Yu couldn't help but exclaim in his heart. These 2 cards are too powerful. It's totally a cheat within a cheat. One is to dominate the past, and the other is to face the future. This is a god's perspective, everything is under control. An ordinary person, if he can encounter 2 or 3 opportunities in his life, will have the opportunity to leap forward and become a superior person. What's more, there are so many of them. Zhang Yu happily took the reward and put it in the system backpack. After clearing and washing the dishes and finishing the finishing touches, he walked out of the kitchen. Zhang Yu. He just walked out of the living room. Prepare to go back to your room. Then I heard someone waving and calling me in the corridor on the 2nd floor. When I looked up, I saw it was my 5th sister Lin Wanqing, half leaning on the railing. Chapter 11, 5th sister wants to be a borderline girl? She stretched out a jade arm and waved to him. This posture of leaning against the railing suddenly reminded Zhang Yu of an ancient person. 5th sister, what's wrong? Come into my room for a moment. No, you don't let others enter your room. Zhang Yu wondered. Hey, come in if I tell you to. Can I still eat you? Lin Wanqing stomped her feet. After saying that, I couldn't help but feel a little strange. How did I invite Zhang Yu into my room? I felt something was wrong, but I said it subconsciously. Just as I was in a daze, Zhang Yu had already walked up the stairs and to the door of the room. 5th sister, what's going on? Come in with me. Lin Wanqing took his hand, brought Zhang Yu into the room, and closed the door. There were only 2 of them in the room. The atmosphere suddenly became subtle. He noticed that the 5th sister's room was decorated in a girlish style. Everywhere you look, there are pink elements. Most of the dolls on the bed are also pink, such as Hello Kitty, Strawberry Bear, My Little Pony, and even Peppa Pig. We have everything. Zhang Yu didn't understand either, and he didn't dare to ask. Looking at the bed again, there were several torn clothing bags. These are the clothes I bought today when I went to the clothing store in Henglong Plaza with her. I'm going to go out with some of my besties tomorrow. Can you help me see which outfit is suitable for me? Lin Wanqing asked this, opened the closet again, and took out a pile of clothes. These clothes have different styles. There are ordinary casual jeans, sexy hip skirts, open back dresses, and princess dresses. Of course, most of them are Lolita skirts, JK and black stockings. Little girls wear them a lot. Zhang Yu also suffered from a dilemma. Can't you see it from this? Wait a minute, I'll change into another set and then you can take a look. Lin Wanqing picked up a white belly-bearing vest. After thinking about it, she picked up a black pleated skirt. Let's do this for now. She took the clothes and went into the bathroom in the room. Time for a dress-up. Zhang Yu's eyes fell on the bed full of clothes. There were dozens of sets of clothes and dozens of styles. It was truly a feast for the eyes. Although Lin Wanqing is the most dressed-up young lady, she has a tall figure and a natural hanger on clothes, so she can wear any style of clothes. Some of them are very erotic, the kind that makes people unable to control themselves. That's off topic. He collected his emotions and looked at the bathroom. A blurry shadow bent down and squatted. After a few minutes, Lin Wanqing came out, lifted her skirt slightly, and turned a few circles in front of Zhang Yu. What do you think? I feel great. Zhang Yu nodded, somewhat perfunctorily. So this is it? Lin Wanqing asked uncertainly. The reason why we asked Zhang Yu to be our advisor is that we wanted him to see how to match clothes from a boy's perspective. As a result, the first set was successfully built. Lin Wanqing had a feeling that she wanted more. No, why don't you try this one again? I think it's okay. Zhang Yu pointed to a one-piece hip skirt. Why are you in such a hurry? The longer you stay in Lin Wanqing's room, the more money you will get. Now, several hours have passed in the progress of the third level. As you advance to the next level, more money will be generated per minute. So, we need to gather more time. Moreover, watching a 170 centimeters tall beauty changing her clothes up close is an opportunity that many men would never dream of. Even I am the only one at the moment. For such a good opportunity, of course the longer we delay, the better. This one. Lin Wanqing pointed at the black hip skirt with lace elements on it. There is also a hollowed-out cutout design at the chest. Isn't he a bit too revealing? Lin Wanqing asked doubtfully. Fifth sister, you are going to attend a party with friends, right? In such an occasion, of course you have to outshine the others. And you are representing the Lin family, so you have to be the focus of the crowd. Zhang Yu's words were very convincing. Okay, what you said makes sense. With uncertainty, Lin Wanqing took the clothes and walked into the bathroom again. A few minutes later, he came out again. This time, she didn't say a word and walked out quietly, her hands and feet unable to move, restrained and tied together. Who can understand this? For these clothes that are a bit borderline, you can try them on however you want in the room by yourself, and it doesn't matter how you pose for the photos. However, there was another man named Zhang Yu sitting in the room. She immediately felt extremely shy. Wait, shy. How could I have such emotions? He is your brother. Lin Wanqing raised her head slightly and glanced at Zhang Yu out of the corner of her eye. I feel a little complicated. Fifth sister, shouldn't this skirt be very tight? Why does it look a little loose? Zhang Yu was puzzled. My back zipper is unzipped. Please help me. She clasped her arms together and dared not move, for fear of exposing herself. All right. Zhang Yu nodded, then walked behind Lin Wanqing. The zipper stopped at the waist. The white and smooth back is so dazzlingly beautiful. What a pity. Zhang Yu secretly admired it. What a pity. Such a beautiful back. It's a pity that you didn't get a cupping treatment. Zhang Yu, stop being so funny and help me pull it up. After hearing this, Lin Wanqing wanted to hit someone. Okay. He agreed, stepped forward, gently supported her waist for leverage, and then zipped up her back. During this process, Zhang Yu's hand accidentally touched her back. The touch was smooth as silk. Lin Wanqing couldn't help but tremble. Turn around again so I can take a look. Following Zhang Yu's instructions, Lin Wanqing turned around twice on the spot. After I finished turning around, I realized something was wrong. Why did I listen to him so much? Just let me turn around. Don't you think my fifth miss has any dignity? This one is also good and can be used as a backup. But to be on the safe side, try this skirt again. This time, Zhang Yu took the initiative to pick up a skirt and handed it to her. The skirt is as light as a feather and the fabric feels particularly silky. The light transmittance is also relatively high. Zhang Yu, you. Lin Wanqing found that this dress was too transparent. Look at his expectant eyes. Finally, I made up my mind and thought, okay, let us change it. That's all. One set after another. Lin Wanqing tried more than 10 sets in a row, and more than an hour passed. Finally I decided on the clothes I was going to wear. After trying so many times, I still were the first one. Lin Wanqing suspected that she had been tricked, but she had no evidence. This is even more hateful than Party A's father. No, if you don't try the next dozen or so, how can you show the goodness of the first set? Don't you think so? Zhang Yu smiled gently. The past hour or so has been a real feast for the eyes. Lin Wanqing is really a natural clothes hanger. She can handle clothes of different styles. She can be a lowly, pure, charming, and sexy. It's totally under control, no problem. Well, now that you've said that, what else can I say? Just taking a walk by myself. Lin Wanqing couldn't help but roll her eyes at him. Chapter 12. The twins are worried that he will make them the last of their family. Looking at the time, Lin Wanqing said, "It's getting late, it's time to rest." By the time I finished trying on clothes, it was already midnight. Okay, then fifth sister, go to bed early. Zhang Yu didn't hesitate, nodded, and walked out of the room. Just leaving. Seeing that he agreed so readily, Lin Wanqing suddenly felt a sense of discomfort. This feeling has never happened to me before. Forget it, what are you thinking about? Let's go to sleep, she said to herself. After Zhang Yu walked out of Lin Wanqing's room, he took inventory in the corridor. According to the system, I stayed in Lin Wanqing's room for a total of 1 hour and 10 minutes. The amount of money swiped was 700,000. The number above Lin Wanqing's head changed from 83 to 85. There is no way. The higher the score, the slower the increase. This is like a poor student who gets 60 points in the exam. There is a lot of room for improvement. But it is difficult for a student with high scores to go further. But 85 is enough. According to the system's explanation, this score can be considered a medium level of liking among ordinary people. Bite. The host activates a lucky card, medical card. The medical card is valid for life. After using it, the host will master the most modern and advanced medical technology, including Chinese medicine, Western medicine, pharmacology, massage therapy, the use of medical equipment and other comprehensive medical knowledge. Good fellow. Zhang Yu thought to himself. He has also read countless urban and rural novels. The protagonist in the story relies on his miraculous medical skills to get his powers. It's almost standard. However, this card seems to have no use at the moment. Put it away first. He immediately put the card into his system backpack. We've had a good harvest today, so we can call it a day. Zhang Yu. A doubtful voice sounded behind me. He turned around and saw his eldest sister Lin Yanrou appear at the door of her room. She heard some noise in the corridor and came out to see Zhang Yu. You just came out of my little sister's room. Lin Yanrou was shocked. My younger sister, Lin Wanqing, never allows anyone to enter her room. Unless you are invited. Zhang Yu had only been at the Lin family for a few days when he entered her room. What did you do in there? Big sister, it's like this. Just now, fifth sister said that she is going out to play tomorrow and wants to try on some clothes. She asked me to give her some advice. She tried on clothes for your reference. The eldest sister Lin Yanrou was even more confused. The little sister has more clothes in her closet than the four of them combined. Just the various styles of JK can be different every month. But with so many clothes, the younger sister wouldn't wear them in front of her older sisters. How come it's only the second day since Zhang Yu entered the Lin family and my little sister can let him try on clothes in front of him? Wouldn't that be a bit too? She couldn't help but think a little more in her mind. Zhang Yu, even though you are a member of our family, I still hope that you can know your limits. Don't look at what you shouldn't look at, and don't enter what you shouldn't enter, especially my little sister's room. Lin Yanrou showed the demeanor that a big sister should have. At this point, she recalled her younger sister's usual behavior towards Zhang Yu, and asked Zhang Yu again, "You don't have any feelings for my younger sister, do you?" "I tell you, no, it's not right, it's not right." Among the 5 sisters, Lin Wanqing is closest in age to Zhang Yu and has not yet graduated, so she is relatively the simplest one. Who knows if Zhang Yu has some leverage over her to force her into submission? In this way, some things can be explained clearly. Big sister, it was really the 5th sister who took the initiative to call me in. Being misunderstood inexplicably, Zhang Yu felt that his defense was weak, so he simply gave up and said, "Forget it, whatever you say is what it is." This was the second time I met my elder sister face to face. The first time I just delivered some water. Zhang Yu felt that although his elder sister Lin Yanrou's impression of him was close to 50 points. But I can't say that I have a great liking for him, I just don't hate him and I can accept him. And as the executive president of the Lin Group, Lin Yanrou's approach is more rational than emotional. All he thinks about is how to benefit the Lin family and how to create profits. As for emotional matters, they are just glossed over. This is also the original sound of Lin Yanrou, who is almost 28 years old and has never been in a relationship. It has been like this since she was a child. Therefore, while she was greatly impressed by Zhang Yu's bowl of fried rice, she did not forget her duty. As for Zhang Yu's excellent cooking skills, she can support him to develop them from a business perspective. It will also be of great benefit to the Lin family. The Lin family's businesses cover multiple fields. However, he has not entered the field of food. I hope Zhang Yu can make up for this last shortcoming. Then, he can get the second vote from himself. This is Lin Yanrou's perspective. Zhang Yu, don't give up. Seeing him like this, Lin Yanrou's elder sister's aura rose. Since you have become a member of our family, you should act prudently and. Having said this, she suddenly held her waist and let out a hissing sound. His facial features were wrinkled because of the pain from the pulling. "Sister. What's wrong with you?" "Nothing. My back hurts, an old problem." Lin Yanrou waved her hand. "I just stretched myself. I just need to take a rest. My old illness has come back. Tomorrow I have to go see a female doctor with 30 years of experience to treat it." While she was speaking, Zhang Yu had already used the medical card. Suddenly, his vision was like an X-ray, and he could clearly see where Lin Yanrou's lesion was. And has the best physical therapy program in the world. "Sister, I have learned some massage therapy methods. Can I give you a massage?" Now that the opportunity has come, how can we not seize it? Not to mention how much impression points can be improved. According to market rules, more than 600,000 can usually be swiped in 1 hour. Who can resist money? You also do physical therapy. Lin Yanrou's eyes were filled with surprise. This little brother who just came to the Lin family on the second day has top-notch cooking skills and can do massage and physiotherapy. But he just graduated from college. Why are there so many? Whether it works or not, you'll know after trying it, big sister. You have the final say. Zhang Yu's smile was very sincere. "Well, come in." Lin Yanrou nodded. Hey, Zhang Yu went to big sister's room again. At this time, in another room at the end of the corridor, the 4th sister Lin Yuyou hurried back to bed to report to the 3rd sister. "What the hell?" The 3rd sister Lin Yumo was playing a game and frowned. He just stayed in the younger sister's room for more than an hour, and now he's going to the older sister's room. How about we go to the door and listen? You go ahead. The 3rd sister was afraid of being caught by the eldest sister. I went there just now, you go this time. The 4th sister shook her head. 2 identical faces, pushing each other. After a fruitless struggle, the 2 girls fell on their backs on the 2.2-meter wide bed. They have been inseparable since childhood and even sleep in the same bed. It's been more than 20 years. I don't understand. Who is Zhang Yu? Why did I turn to him so quickly? Hey, 2nd sister, tell me, where did he learn such good cooking skills? The 2 of them turned their eyes to the window, where the 2nd sister Lin Hanxiao was lying on the sofa. If you ask me, you should stop thinking about it. Lin Hanxiao said. Why do you 2 always pick on him? 2nd sister, you don't know. The two twins said this time, "You don't know, Zhang Yu is what the internet calls a phoenix man. Our Lin family is made up of girls, and he might eat us all up." Chapter 13, My sister is angry, why are you still kicking my door? Although you are big internet celebrities on Douyin, I still advise you to use Douyin less. It will damage your brain. The second sister rolled her eyes at the two twin sisters and said, "It's getting late. I should go back to my room and rest. I have to get up early tomorrow." Having said that, she stood up and walked out. On their way back to my room, I will pass by my eldest sister Lin Yanrou's room. When I reached the door of my eldest sister's room, Lin Hanxiao suddenly heard a groan. The voice was very low, as if he was trying hard to restrain himself. It gives people a feeling of being very comfortable yet not daring to let go. If you don't pay attention, it will be ignored. What? The second sister felt like she was getting goosebumps all over her body. Why does this sound so shameful? My second sister is 25 years old and has never been in a relationship. However, as a female police captain, she has participated in many surprise arrest missions in KTVs and nightclubs. Many times, they are caught in the act. So this sound quickly reminded her of the scene of the arrest. It's too irritating to the eyes, no, it's too irritating to the ears. Just now they saw Zhang Yu enter the eldest sister's room with their own eyes. No way, is my elder sister here? How is this possible? It's inappropriate both morally and logically. The second sister, Lin Hanxiao, had an occupational reflex and kicked the door open without even thinking. I didn't expect that the door was ajar, and I almost missed it when I stepped out. The moment the door opened, inside and outside the room, several people were staring at each other. I saw the eldest sister Lin Yanrou lying on the sofa, and Zhang Yu was rubbing her back. "Hanxiao, what's wrong?" Lin Yanrou raised her blurry eyes and looked at her second sister at the door. "Zhang Yu, was he giving you a massage just now?" Lin Hanxiao's tone was stuttering. What else?" The eldest sister's question made her feel at a loss. "Have you been massaging all this time?" Lin Hanxiao asked uncertainly. She knew what kind of person her elder sister was. No one was ever allowed to touch her body. Not to mention men. What happened today? Still pressing it. What's the matter? Lin Yanrou was interrupted at this moment, and an unknown little emotion rose in her heart. Why didn't you come in and kick my door? She felt that her second sister was indeed a bit abrupt. "Sister, I'm sorry, you guys continue, I'll close the door." Although the second sister is an iron-blooded female captain who is feared by the criminals. Even in the police force, when her aura is fully unleashed, few colleagues can withstand her. But in this family, the eldest sister has the final say in everything. The fear that was suppressed by blood in childhood resurfaced. Lin Hanxiao took a few steps back and closed her elder sister's door. Then he turned around and was startled. I saw 3, 4, 5 girls standing in the corridor, listening to the noise. "What's going on?" several sisters asked. "Zhang Yu, give big sister a massage inside." The second sister told what she had just seen. "Huh? Massage?" Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyou were a little surprised. There seemed to be some disappointment in his expression. "No, what are you thinking?" The second sister was a little unhappy. "The one in there is the eldest sister, don't you trust her? If you are trustworthy, why did you kick elder sister's door?" Lin Yumo's words left her speechless. "It's not that I don't trust my elder sister, but I don't trust that kid Zhang Yu. He has evil intentions and he looks at us with lustful eyes." Lin Yuyou added. "Third sister, fourth sister, your prejudice against him is too great, isn't it?" Fifth sister Lin Wanqing said, "He is definitely not that kind of person." Fifth sister, what kind of magic potion did he give you? Seeing Lin Wanqing defending Zhang Yu, they became unhappy again. The two sisters whose impression score was less than 10 points naturally could not understand the fifth sister who scored 85 points. "Anyway, you have to keep your distance from him, do you hear me? He is our younger brother," said the fifth sister. "It's fake," the twin sister retorted, "we have no blood relationship at all. How can we rely on a marriage certificate whose authenticity we don't even know to maintain our family relationship?" "Yeah." Fifth sister. The second sister, Lin Hanxiao, also held her chin and said, "We have also taken on cases like this. All the bloody cases in remarried families. How was it handled in the end?" The three sisters immediately pricked up their ears. The details of the case cannot be disclosed casually. The second sister waved her hand. How could she be the one eating melons? Anyway, you, especially the fifth sister, should be more careful. It's getting late, let's go. At this time, Zhang Yu in the room was still massaging Lin Yanrou's shoulders. The movements are gentle yet powerful. Sister, what do you think? He asked. Practicing all the core secrets of massage taught in the system. The strength and angle are good. Go a little lower, a little lower. Yes, right here. Lin Yanrou lay on the sofa, feeling Zhang Yu's movements. There is an unprecedented feeling of comfort and relaxation. My tired body felt like it was floating in the clouds. Moreover, she also felt that Zhang Yu's technique made her feel as if there was a fire burning in her lower abdomen. She was burning so much that she couldn't help but groan again. Twisting around. It was just like the feeling when Lin Hanxiao kicked the door open just now. Zhang Yu listened to her suppressed groans and twisting her body. He also felt like 100 ants were biting at the tip of his heart. Damn, who can stand this? Cough cough. Lin Yanrou coughed lightly and tried hard to regain her sanity. By the way, your physical therapy techniques are so professional and very different from those in the hospital. Where did you learn them from? Lin Yanrou found that the method used by Zhang Yu was very special, but the effect was very good. In just a short while, the fatigue and discomfort of the whole day almost completely disappeared. As for me, I happened to see a folk remedy book before, which mentioned it. Out of curiosity, I learned it. Where is the book? Lin Yanrou also wanted to get to the bottom of it. I don't know where it went, how can I find it now? Zhang Yu made up an excuse and left. This can't be said about the system. Otherwise, he might be sent to the Bagua Pavilion Mental Hospital for examination overnight. Oh well. Seeing that she couldn't get anything out of her, Lin Yanrou tactfully shut up. Sister, do you want me to press my head? Zhang Yu asked in a low voice. Yeah, that's fine. Lin Yanrou now seemed to be lying down completely, ready to be manipulated. I also enjoy the feeling now. Zhang Yu also found that her impression score directly exceeded 60 after this massage. This is the sister with the highest score except for the fifth sister. If you can win over the eldest sister to your side, she will have the most influence in the family. He asked the eldest sister to change her position and then began to massage her head. That's right. Lin Yanrou suddenly remembered something at this time. Zhang Yu, you haven't been to Lin's group yet, right? No. He shook his head. Then how much do you know about the Lin group? I don't know much. I only know that the Lin group is very famous in Jiangcheng and its assets are over 10 billion. Zhang Yu answered truthfully. Why did the elder sister suddenly ask these questions? Could it be that she wants to hand over the Lin group to him in the future? It's not impossible. Who can resist taking control of a multi-billion-dollar group? Zhang Yu couldn't help but start calculating in his mind. There are also some expectations. Chapter 14. You, as older sisters, should care for your younger brothers. It's more than 10 billion. Lin Yanrou smiled. The Lin Group is now preparing for an IPO. After a successful IPO, its asset size should reach 50 billion. 50 billion? Zhang Yu was surprised. Isn't that similar to the Fuxing Group? 50 billion and 10 billion are 5 times the size in numbers. But the actual impact is for more than just 5 times. You can say that. After we go public, there won't be many companies in Jiangcheng that can outshine us. Lin Yanrou smiled. However, this is an ideal situation. If we want to successfully go public, there are still several important things to do. What's the matter? May I know? Zhang Yu asked curiously. You kid. Lin Yanrou raised her eyes and glanced at him. Forget it, I'll tell you. The Lin Group currently has 5 major industries: real estate, chemicals, daily necessities, mechanical processing, and logistics. Now there are 2 important things to do. The first is to shut down and rectify the backward chemical and mechanical industries and complete the transformation. What about the second thing? The second thing is that there is an important land auction tomorrow. Our group's goal is to get at least 3 plots of land. When Lin Yanrou said this, a hint of sadness flashed in her eyes. However, the land in this land auction is of high quality and there are many strong competitors, so it is full of uncertainty. If you want to get at least 3 plots of land, you need to prepare at least 5 billion in cash flow. Whether it is own cash or borrowing. This is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is that there are many companies signing up for the competition, and each of them is eyeing the opportunity. Land is the food of real estate companies. Without food, the company is just an empty shell, existing in name only. Naturally, this has a huge impact on the company's listing. Investors want to see whether your company has strength and reserves. Therefore, as the executive president of the group, Lin Yanrou is under a lot of pressure. My mother, Lin Hanxiao, is responsible for promoting various preparatory work before the listing and adjusting the general direction. She is responsible for the specific matters. Big sister, I'll go with you to the land auction tomorrow. Zhang Yu said. The fifth sister will go to school tomorrow, and each of the 5 sisters has her own things to do. However, the tasks of binding money and upgrading cannot be stopped. Otherwise it's a waste of time. Tomorrow's land auction will start in the morning and end. At least I can spend 7 or 8 hours with my elder sister. Not only can you earn a lot of money, but you can also speed up your upgrade process. This is a good opportunity that you must seize and not miss. Considering the impression my elder sister has now, the request he made is not excessive. You're going too? Lin Yanrou was obviously a little surprised. Do you have any concerns, sis? It's okay. You're a member of our family now. Come with me tomorrow. Lin Yanrou nodded. When you get to the scene, you mainly need to feel the atmosphere. I will arrange some specific things for you to do later. After saying that, she suddenly felt something was wrong. Strangeness. How could I agree to his request so easily? Tomorrow's land auction is very important. In her heart, Zhang Yu was clearly just a stranger who had just broken into the Lin family. No idea of the situation. And I actually promised him that we would go together tomorrow to attend this important land auction that was related to the Lin Group's listing prospects. It's a little crazy to think about it. But once words are spoken, they can be spilled. It's not easy to change my words. Okay, big sister, how do you feel now? Is it okay? Yeah, that's fine. Lin Yanrou nodded. You're here now. Zhang Yu started to give her physical therapy. Some thoughts are running through my mind. A bit of speeding. Zhang Yu regained his composure and looked at Lin Yanrou again. I found her head resting on the sofa and she had fallen asleep without me noticing. Falling asleep already. Zhang Yu looked at the time and stayed in his eldest sister's room for an hour. The amount reached more than 600,000. It's about time to go to bed. So he stood up and put Lin Yanrou on the bed. After making sure she was not awake, he quietly left the room and closed the door. Lin Yanrou had a dream. I dreamed that I turned into a female hero and fought on the battlefield. Just when she was in desperate situation, a man riding a white horse suddenly dropped from the sky and rushed into the formation. He picked her up by the waist and evacuated the battlefield. She tried hard to see what the man looked like, but his face was blurry and unclear. But those hands are extremely strong and the chest is broad, giving people a great sense of security. Zhang Yu returned to the room. I took stock of the money I earned in the past 2 days. In 2 days, a total of more than 5 million was spent. A little. He couldn't help but complain in his heart. There are still about 1,000 minutes left before reaching the next level. This speed of wealth accumulation is too slow. At this time, the system also gave a prompt. Congratulations to the host for obtaining a lucky card, 1 billion limit wealth card. Wealth card, valid for 1 time. After use, the corresponding amount will be automatically deposited into the host's account. If you don't use it, you can keep it in your backpack and earn 0.02% interest every day. Good job. This system can actually be used as a bank. 1 billion. This is really not a small amount of money. Put it in the system backpack and you will get 200,000 in interest every day. This is the income after sleeping. When eating hot dry noodles every day, I dare to choose the deluxe set meal with meat and eggs. Hold it in, I can't laugh. 1 billion. After Zhang Yu confirmed the number again, he collected the card with peace of mind and put it into the system space. Use it when you need it. No words were spoken that night. Zhang Yu slept very soundly. No dreams either. When I woke up again and walked out of the room, Zhang Yu discovered the 5 sisters were all dressed and sitting in the restaurant. Stepmother Lin Qingxuan was also there, wearing a high-end professional suit, exuding the aura of a strong woman. This is the first time I have seen so many people gathered in the morning. He was wearing a pair of large shorts and standing at the door, looking a little confused. Zhang Yu, come over and have breakfast. You are the only one missing. Lin Qingxuan raised her hand and greeted. Zhang Yu walked over and found that his breakfast had already been divided on the dining table. He sat down. The money-making process also began. Everyone is here today, I'm going to have a small meeting. Lin Qingxuan said. I usually don't take care of you 5 sisters. But Zhang Yu came to our house. He is the youngest. You sisters have to take care of him. I understand, Mom. The eldest sister, the second sister, and the 5th sister nodded. No, why? The 3rd and 4th twin sisters muttered in a low voice. Especially you two. Lin Qingxuan looked at the twin daughters and knew that they were not very enthusiastic about Zhang Yu. When you have nothing to do, take him to get familiar with the home and the surrounding environment. Chapter 15, after this, please help me press it every day. Mom, this is what happened. I'm going to go to the land auction site with him today. Lin Yanrou said quickly. He wants to study, so I'll take him to have a look. That's fine. Lin Qingxuan nodded and hurriedly ate a few mouthfuls of white rice porridge. You two should learn more from your elder sister. No. The 2 sisters were named twice in a row, and they immediately began to rebel. With so many people present, it was difficult to get angry. He just looked at Zhang Yu with eyes as if he wanted to eat him alive. At this time, he saw that the numbers above the 2 sisters' heads showed 3. No, why would there be a point deduction? He was very confused. I quickly checked the system description and found that there was indeed such a statement. Before the impression score reaches 60, the score is unstable and can rise or fall, depending on the impact of actual events. Only when the score is above 60 will there be no point deduction, and the most that can happen is that the score will not increase. It seems that these 2 sisters need to get their scores above 60 as soon as possible. Otherwise, who can stand the repeated increases and decreases in scores? I'm done eating, you guys take your time. At this time, Lin Qingxuan stood up and picked up her bag after she finished speaking. After leaving the villa, Lin Mansion's full-time driver hurried to drive the car. Oh, Mom is always so busy. Just eat breakfast in 3 minutes. Lin Wanqing stopped the stopwatch on her phone and showed it to everyone. 3 minutes and 1 second. This is the time for Lin Qingxuan to have breakfast. Be content. Even if it's only 3 minutes, you only eat it 2 or 3 times a month. Second sister Lin Hanxiao said. My mother Lin Qingxuan is like this every day and spends very little time at home. So the family affairs are actually controlled by the eldest sister. You said, Mom is so busy every day that she can't even eat well, how come she suddenly got married for the 2nd time? The 3rd sister Lin Yumo expressed surprise. Yeah, getting acquainted, getting a license, and going through the formalities. It's troublesome just thinking about it. How much time will it take? 4th sister Lin Yuyou nodded. Zhang Yu, what kind of magic did your father use to bewitch my mother? Getting a certificate is not as simple as just getting a certificate. After all, my mother's identity is here. Yuyou, how can you talk like that? The eldest sister Lin Yanrou knocked on the table. I can't even stop you from talking while eating. By saying this about Zhang Yu's father, isn't he also talking about his mother? Lin Yuyou was startled and dared not say a word. He quickly lowered his head and started eating the fried dough sticks. With her small cherry lips, it was still a bit difficult for her to deal with a thick fried dough stick. Today, everyone should tell us about your plans. Lin Yanrou added. Sister, I still go to get off work and come home. If I don't have other tasks, I will be back at 6 o'clock. The second sister Lin Hanxiao said. The 2 of us have been invited to attend a comic convention, which should take a whole day, around 5 or 6 in the afternoon. The twin sisters said. I have a school club activity today, which will last for half a day. 5th sister Lin Wanqing spoke last. Okay, I understand. Lin Yanrou nodded. Zhang Yu will go to the land auction site with me today. Everyone has to go home in the evening, and I have something to say. Okay, everyone get busy. What can't be said now? The twins complained, and the eldest sister heard it and was about to glare at them. These two sisters are rebellious. Sister, it's getting late, let's get going. Zhang Yu said quickly. He doesn't want to lose points anymore. It was clear to me that the twin sisters would take out their anger at the criticism they received on him. No more points can be deducted. Hey, was he speaking for both of us just now? Having escaped a scolding, the two sisters looked at each other in disbelief. It seems so, right? Anyway, we didn't get scolded this time. The two people walked away. Zhang Yu noticed that the two sisters' impression scores increased by 4 points. That's 1 point more than the 3 points deducted just now. Well, 1 point is still a point. At least I got some money back, so you can tell me if it's too much. Let's go. Lin Yanrou took out a piece of paper, wiped her mouth, stood up and left the dining table. Today, my elder sister is wearing an office OL suit, a white shirt, black shorts, and pointed leather shoes. It sets off the pair of long legs, and the curves are even more graceful and charming. Her hair was also let down. Arriving at the garage, Lin Yanrou chose an ordinary BMW X6. This is the cheapest car in the garage. It seemed that she was going to drive herself, so Zhang Yu was happy to just lie down and get on the passenger seat. Fasten your seat belts. Zhang Yu, how did I get on the bed yesterday? On the way, the eldest sister asked while driving. She remembered that she was clearly on the sofa before she went to bed. Who else could it be? Of course I was the one who carried you to the bed. I was worried that you would wake up. Zhang Yu smiled. Speak frankly. No, I slept very well last night. I haven't slept so comfortably in a long time. After Lin Yanrou finished speaking, she suddenly felt embarrassed. Could this be related to Zhang Yu's massage skills? Lin Yanrou used to suffer from insomnia frequently. I took melatonin, turned off my phone, ran to burn off my energy, and used all sorts of other methods, but it was still difficult to fall asleep. Even if I fall asleep, I am still in a hazy state, half asleep and half awake. Sometimes I wake up suddenly and lose all my sleepiness. Last night, she fell asleep and opened her eyes the next morning. After a good sleep, my skin looks much better. That's good. A good sleep will give you energy to work. Zhang Yu was having an awkward conversation. Then you, come and give me a massage every day from now on. Lin Yanrou pursed her lips and said. I really need a full night's sleep. On the other hand, she was too embarrassed to speak. In fact, Zhang Yu's technique was very skillful and experienced, and it really made her experience the pleasure of dopamine secretion. Of course, this cannot be said every day. Zhang Yu couldn't believe his ears when he was invited. In that case, the money-earning efficiency and impression points will be improved even faster. From this point of view, the eldest sister Lin Yanrou is also the only one who has formed an alliance with me. There is a fixed link. Yeah, isn't it inconvenient? She didn't know whether Zhang Yu would agree, and she felt a little uncertain. That's convenient. Zhang Yu said with a smile, Big sister, as long as I'm at home, I'll help you press it every day. Anyway, no matter from which perspective, this is a good thing for me. That's great. Lin Yanrou let out a long sigh. The worries in my heart were put to rest. But, Zhang Yu, I'm not asking you for nothing. She thought for a moment and then explained, an important position has been vacated in the Lin Group. You should learn first, and then I'll nominate you in the board of directors and let you take the position. Good job. Zhang Yu was sure that his elder sister was definitely not just talking nonsense. If I can get a position in the company with 60 points, then I can't join the board of directors if I get 80 points, and if I get 100 points, won't I have to give up the position of CEO? After going public, the Lin Group will become a $50 billion enterprise. Who wouldn't want to eat this piece of meat? At this time, Lin Yanrou, who was driving, turned a corner. Pointed to the buildings on both sides. This factory building belongs to us. We are currently selecting a new site for the factory. We own the property rights of this commercial street, and we collect 600 to 700 million yuan in rent every year. And the office building in front is the group's headquarters. Zhang Yu looked over. A 200-meter-high building towers into the clouds. Even the name of this avenue is Lin's Avenue. During the conversation, I learned that this road was funded and built by the Lin Group. It has to be said that the group's power is still very strong. Lin Yanrou's car stopped at the entrance of the group. Are we going to the company? Zhang Yu asked. No, I asked my assistant to bring some information down. Lin Yanrou's voice had just fallen. A woman with long flowing hair walked out of the building. She is tall and pretty, and she would score at least 8.5 out of 10. Chapter 16. 3 People, 800 Thoughts. The fashionable and beautiful woman saw the BMW X6 parked on the side of the road and walked straight to the passenger seat. When she saw Zhang Yu sitting in the passenger seat, she was stunned for a second and then said, "Sorry. Just got on the back seat. Let me introduce you. This is my chief assistant, Shin Mengran. She is a top student at Jiangcheng University of Finance and Economics. She will be going to the auction with us today." Lin Yanrou introduced, "This is my younger brother, Zhang Yu." "Hello, Mr. Zhang." Shin Mengran was stunned for a moment, then quickly nodded. When did President Lin have a younger brother? Aren't there only 5 sisters in their family? This is something that everyone in the company knows. Many employees also dream of marrying any of the sisters, entering the Lin family, and living a comfortable life from then on. Of course, beautiful dreams are just beautiful dreams. Everyone knows that the 5 beauties of the Lin family are not something that ordinary people can get their hands on. How come there is suddenly a younger brother? However, he is quite handsome, and makes people feel heart-pounding when they see him. This is my half-brother. As if she saw Shin Mengran's doubts, Lin Yanrou added, "Not many people know about this at the moment." "You know what to do, right?" "President Lin, I know." Shin Mengran nodded. To be the chief assistant, one must not only have outstanding work ability, but also have high emotional intelligence. President Lin told her because he was the chief assistant. "She is also my personal secretary. We spend a lot of time together and she is also my confidant, so there is no need to hide it. But other people, whether in the company or outside the company. Before getting President Lin's permission, this matter will have to remain secret. Also, how's yesterday's information going?" After Lin Yanrou entered the working state, she immediately became different, with an aura of 2 meters and 8. Zhang Yu could clearly see Shin Mengran's nervousness. "President Lin, it's all done, take a look." Shin Mengran handed over a folder in her hand. "I trust you to do the job." Lin Yanrou nodded, "Show it to Zhang Yu." "Mr. Zhang." Shin Mengran handed over the document with both hands. "Okay." When Zhang Yu took the document, the 2 people's hands suddenly touched each other unconsciously. It was like a spark ignited. Shin Mengran pulled her hand back, her face full of tension, and she looked at a loss. There was a blush on her fair face. Lin Yanrou also saw this scene through the rearview mirror. "By the way, Shin Mengran, you don't have a boyfriend, right?" "No, I haven't talked about it." She shook her head. "A single female flower." After hearing this, Lin Yanrou glanced at Zhang Yu. Then he continued driving, "This is what I want Zhang Yu to join the company. Please take some time to sort out all the information you have, and then take him to familiarize himself with the company's situation, business processes, etc. You take him in person." Lin Yanrou didn't say anything else. But the 3 people in the car had 800 ideas in mind. I knew what it meant immediately. Lin Yanrou is trying to find a girlfriend for her younger brother and is creating opportunities. My younger brother is young and hot-tempered, so he should have a girlfriend. As for Shin Mengran, at least she passed the test with Lin Yanrou. Graduated from a prestigious university, has strong working ability, and is pretty and clean. If you get along well, it's not impossible to get married after a few years. When the time comes, the family will give them some startup capital so that they can start their own business. With Shin Mengran's ability, she will be another version of Lin Yanrou in the future and can run any company. Not to mention how big I can achieve, at least I can support myself. Okay, President Lin, I'll get it done as soon as possible. Shin Mengran nodded. He glanced at Zhang Yu again secretly. He is so handsome. It completely meets her mental standards for a boyfriend. Moreover, he is Lin's younger brother. Although she didn't know what was going on, Shin Mengran didn't reject it in her heart. Speaking of which, Lin Yanrou was very kind to her. If it weren't for President Lin, who went against the crowd and recruited her into the company even though her conditions were not so favorable at the time, and gave her intensive training, she would not have become the top secretary in Jiangcheng now. She is a top student from a key university, she is beautiful, and she is also a secretary being trained by a billion-dollar group. They are very popular on the internet, and their accounts have more than 1 million followers. Although this fame cannot be directly monetized due to the provisions of the company contract. She was also very grateful to President Lin. After all, her annual salary is now 400,000, and she also has options. It's already pretty good. We're here. A building covering a large area appeared in front of us. There are a few large characters hanging on the roof: Jiangcheng International Convention and Exhibition Center. Mr. Lin, I have already figured out the situation at the scene today. Shenmengran reported to Lin Yanrou. A total of 63 companies participated in this land auction, and there are 3 most powerful ones, who are also our biggest competitors. Which 3? One is a local company, Fitch Real Estate, and one is a national real estate company, Hengtai Group. The other one has foreign background, which is Reed Group. Even Hengter and Red are here. Lin Yanrou was a little surprised. It looks like the competition at today's land auction will be fierce. The Lin Group has made sufficient preparations for this land auction. The land auction will focus on launching 15 plots of land. After group analysis, 5 plots were selected as key plots. These 5 pieces are to maintain the 3rd place and strive for the 4th place. The mission is considered completed only if you get at least 3 pieces of land. However, the better the plot of land, the more people will be eyeing it. The joining of Hengtai Group and Reed Group is proof of this. She couldn't help but frown. Come on, let's go in first. Zhang Yu reminded, diverting the eldest sister's attention. Lin Yanrou came back to her senses and nodded. Whatever happens, let's go in first. What's the point of worrying? You're just scaring yourself. There are so many people at the scene, and if your cards are seen by others, you will be in a disadvantageous situation. Shenmengran walked in front with the information. At the entrance of the venue, I skillfully went through the process, submitted my information, and verified my identity. Then the staff gave her a number tag. The brand is number 8. This number is not bad. I will definitely have good luck today. Zhang Yu smiled. I hope so. Lin Yanrou also smiled, knowing that Zhang Yu was comforting her, and she felt a little warm in her heart. The 3 people entered the venue and looked for their seats. The service at the venue was very good. There was a seating map at the door and company nameplates on the tables. Hey, that must be Lin Yanrou, the executive president of the Lin Group. At the conference venue, other delegates also noticed them. Her appearance and temperament are so outstanding that she became the focus of everyone's attention as soon as she entered the venue. It seems so. Wow, they are so beautiful. I have heard about the 5 golden flowers of the Lin family for a long time. Today is the first time I see them in person. They are 10 times prettier than on TV. She is more than beautiful. Lin Yanrou has been helping her mother manage the group's affairs for a long time. Now she has become the executive president, which is also recognized by the board of directors. She is so beautiful and capable, and she comes from a wealthy family. I wonder which young master she will marry in the future. It's terrible. The Lin Group is seeking to go public. If they marry, they will have the final say in Jiangcheng's business community. Terrible. The 5 sisters, Lin Qingshuan, and Secretary Shen who have appeared so far, please collect pictures that you think fit the appearance of the characters. Chapter 17 Internal Secrets, How did he know? The beautiful lady next to her must be Chief Assistant Shenmengran. Yes, she is also the top 10 secretaries in Jiangcheng. I saw her at the awards ceremony. This is also a very capable secretary. Lin Yanrou plans to train her as the next generation successor. What successor? The annual salary is only 400,000. She is qualified for 2 million for her job. She is too stingy. But I tried to recruit her and offered her 3 million yuan, but she still didn't want to come. I don't know why. Hey, look, who is the man next to them? At this time, someone finally noticed Zhang Yu. I don't know him. I've never seen him before. Could he be their driver or a company employee? I don't think so. A man who just quit Lin's group looked at him and said, "We don't have such a person in our company." Maybe he is new to the job. A new employee? That's even more impossible. How can they let a newcomer attend such an important event? That's right. After hearing this, everyone nodded silently in agreement. This concentrated land auction only takes place once a quarter in Jiangcheng and the standards are very high. All levels above also attach great importance to it. There will also be media reporters visiting. The participating companies have expressed great sincerity in order to participate in the competition. From every company, those attending the meeting today are the backbone of the company. Many companies even have the president leading the team personally. Even the lowest ranking person in each company has a chief assistant like Shen Mengran. If the Lin Group really sent a newcomer to participate, it would seem too arrogant. No land auction was taken seriously. Could it be that he is the son of some family and has a strategic partnership with the Lin family? Or is he Lin Yanrou's boyfriend? He is indeed handsome. It turns out that Mr. Lin likes to have younger relationships. Companies are making guesses. What? You're getting more and more ridiculous. I heard that Lin Qingshuang, the chairman of the Lin Group, got married recently. Our Director Lin got married? To whom? No way. Director Lin has been alone for so many years, and now he wants to get married again. This incident was like a bolt from the blue, attracting the interest of the entire audience. No matter when and where, eating melons is always the greatest instinctive need of human beings. Some people not far away were also pacing casually by the side, with their ears pricked up, ready to listen to the next discussion. You all know this news. With Mr. Lin's status, what kind of person would he marry? Could it be that he ran into a pig-killing scam? If that's the case, then doesn't that mean he is Director Lin's son? No, let me think about it. You mean, a son was born into the Lin family? Why was it him? This is definitely impossible. The Lin family hasn't made any official announcement, so don't spread rumors. I still think that this man is Lin Yanrou's boyfriend. I think it's my younger brother. How about we make a bet? Let's bet that you withdraw from the competition today. So that's what you were thinking. We must distinguish between public and private matters. No matter what his identity is, I am determined to win today. Zhang Yu and the other two were looking for seats in the venue, which attracted countless people's surprise and discussion along their way. Boss Lin, Master Zhang, our location is here. Shen Mengran said, pointing to a row of seats in front. Then let's go over there. The three people sat down one by one, and because of the order, Zhang Yu was sandwiched between two people. With two beauties on his left and right, he still felt a little pressured. Sister, why don't you sit in the middle? Zhang Yu said to Lin Yanrou. We're a family, there's no need for so many rules. Just sit like this. Zhang Yu nodded. Then I discovered that there were a total of 6 seats in this row reserved for the Lin Group. But there were only 3 of them, so it seemed a little empty. Looking at other companies, every one of them is full. These companies really take this land auction seriously. So many people came. Yes. Lin Yanrou nodded. The company's team leader, secretary, cost estimator, and accountant are all here. Then there are only a few people from our company. Isn't that not enough? I'm not here to fight. Lin Yanrou turned her head and smiled at Zhang Yu. Guess why I only brought Shen Mengran with me? He looked at Shen Mengran, and she lowered her head somewhat embarrassedly. Now, Zhang Yu understood that the work ability of this chief secretary was enough to offset that of several staff members. Having multiple abilities in one person is something that the eldest sister Lin Yanrou has deliberately cultivated. A talented secretary. A versatile person like this would have an annual salary of at least 2 million in the market. Zhang Yu also heard people from other companies discussing this matter just now. Shen Mengran refused their high annual salary and stayed in the company, really repaying Lin Yanrou's kindness. As time went by, more and more people came to the venue, and the venue became much noisier. There are less than 10 minutes left until the auction officially begins. There were already several staff members on the stage, debugging the big screen, audio equipment and other equipment. Hey, Lin Yanrou, you came in person today. At this time, a voice sounded nearby. They turned their heads and saw a man in front of them on the left, walking towards them. It came from Fitch Real Estate. Wanqing. Lin Yanrou was also a little surprised when she saw the man. Why are you here? Miss Lin, your question is strange. If you can come, why can't I? You're wrong. I'm in charge of practical matters in the company. Don't you go to bars every day? How do you get up in the morning? Lin Yanrou didn't have a good impression of Wanqing. As the only son of Fitch Real Estate, he is uneducated and spends all his time hanging out in nightclubs. My girlfriend changes clothes more frequently than I do her clothes, and she is not afraid of getting sick. In addition, Wang Song's family once went to the Lin family to propose marriage, but was rejected by the Lin family. Since then, the two families have always been at odds with each other. Miss Lin, can't I help my dad with some work? Wang Song smiled disdainfully. But you said you don't want to fall in love, so what's wrong with this guy? It's none of your business, so stop asking. Lin Yanrou said lightly. So, Miss Lin is also a vulgar person who only cares about appearance. I thought you were so detached from the world and so chaste, but you can't close your legs when you see a handsome guy. Seeing Zhang Yu's handsome face, Wang Song, who was of average appearance, felt extremely jealous. If a man is handsome, there will be countless beautiful girls who will actively pursue him. But if you are not handsome, you can only spend money on them. Others don't really like you, they just like your money. Wang Song, keep your mouth shut. Lin Yanrou's expression changed. Don't use your dirty heart to speculate about others. This is a public place today. If you say anything else, I will sue you for harassment. Huh, why are you pretending? Wang Song said this, and then he remembered something and smiled coldly. Let's get back to business. Which plots of land are you going to compete for today? Mr. Wang, this is a business secret and I can't disclose it. Shen Mengran said at this time. HMPH, I know even without you telling me that what you want to compete for are probably those 3 pieces of land. Wang Song pointed casually on the map in front of Lin Yanrou. He looked at her with a smug look. Lin Yanrou looked up in surprise. There was some disbelief in his eyes. This is an internal company secret, how did he know it? Chapter 18 Sister, do you believe me? So, Lin Yanrou, either you reconsider talking to me, and I'll let you go today. Or you. Before Wang Song could say anything, a gong sounded from the stage. Today's land auction is about to begin. All companies please return to their positions. Wang Song, I want to tell you that you are stuck by me. Lin Yanrou hit back. Snort. Wang Song was also feeling uncomfortable, so he returned to his position in the company and said to his assistant. Today, keep a close eye on the Lin Group. No matter what, we will not allow them to get any land. Boss Wang, but the chairman has said. The assistant quickly took out the bidding plan and took a look at it. This will disrupt the original bidding rhythm. After all, the company's financial budget is limited, and it is impossible to acquire every piece of land. It is necessary to make choices and focus on certain aspects. Now here, I have the final say in everything. Do you understand or not? Wang Song glared at his assistant. If he were so obedient, he wouldn't be Wang Song. Yes, Mr. Wang. The assistant pushed his glasses up on the bridge of his nose and quickly discussed the adjustments to the plan with the accountant and cost engineer next to him. No matter what, I know their cards and they don't know mine. I have the advantage. Wang Song said proudly. This way. Lin Yanrou crossed her arms, also very angry. My eyes were red and tears were welling up. She wasn't angry about what Wang Song said. Rather, even though he attached so much importance to this land auction, the secret was still leaked. This shows that the company is not a monolithic entity. No more than 10 people knew the plan, and the traitor was obviously among them. This made Lin Yanrou, who was very career-oriented, feel frustrated. She suspected that she had done something wrong and let others take advantage of her. Seeing this, Zhang Yu handed over a tissue. Thanks. Lin Yanrou said softly and took the tissue. Zhang Yu also understood that Wang Song was deliberately disturbing Lin Yanrou to make her confused and she might adjust her plans temporarily. As a result, the outcome of the land auction becomes difficult to predict. I can only say that Wang Song is really despicable for using such a method to attack people's hearts. Etc. Zhang Yu remembered, yes, there are still cards in my backpack. He is looking for information, so I will also look for information. Wang Song simply paid a large sum of money to bribe his informants. At this time, Zhang Yu used 2 cards directly from the system. The first one is the prediction card. The host has used a precognition card. What does the host want to know? Help me check real estate trends in Jiangcheng over the next 10 years. Zhang Yu specified the content he wanted to predict on the system interface. After all, he is participating in a land auction, and he also wants to know how much he can earn in the future if he acquires the land today. The real estate performance in recent years has not been very good. Zhang Yu had several classmates who signed contracts with real estate companies after graduation, but they received termination letters before they even started working. Because of the termination of the contract, I missed the spring recruitment, which directly led to being out of work. Even Zhang Yu was one of the victims whose contract was broken. If the situation gets worse in the future and he loses money, he thinks he can take less land today and adjust the plan. There is no need to get stuck in this. Otherwise, the loss would be hundreds of millions, or even billions. Even if the Lin Group successfully goes public, there is no guarantee that the stock price will plummet because of such an incident. After all, unfinished real estate projects are likely to trigger a larger chain reaction. By then, it will be a bigger trouble if shareholders and owners block the building and sleep in the company. Soon. A few seconds later, the system gave the answer. In the next 10 years, Jiangcheng's housing prices will begin to rise year by year as the overall environment recovers. 10 years later, Jiangcheng's housing prices will be 2.5 times the current level. Jiangcheng will soon launch a major development plan. At the same time, the national level will focus on supporting the integrated development of Jiangcheng's industries. 2.5 times, 250% profit margin. Zhang Yu couldn't help but frown. I just asked Lin Yanrou, with the current housing prices, the expected profit after acquiring the land is only 10%. For example, a piece of land acquired for 5 billion yuan is finally developed after deducting various costs. Can earn 500 million. It's a strategy of small profits but quick turnover. If cost control is good, we can earn an extra 100 million yuan. If cost control is not good, we can only earn 300 million yuan. But if calculated based on 2.5 times the expected investment return, with an investment of 5 billion, the final profit can reach more than 10 billion. Because no matter what, the cost is fixed, and the extra 1.5 times is all net profit. Good job. If that's the case, the more land you get, the more money you make. And he also discovered there is also a virtual map in the system that marks the price increases in different areas. The overall average increase is 2.5 times, so in some places it will be lower than 2.5 times, and in some places it will be higher than 2.5 times. Of the several plots of land targeted by the Lin Group, only half are above the average level. Then naturally you have to avoid it. As for plots of land with high profit margins, they should be taken as the priority. That's not all. Zhang Yu used another, secret card. System, help me check the bidding targets and psychological prices of all companies participating in the land auction today. Know yourself and know your enemy. Only by playing your cards clearly can you understand the competition situation for each plot of land. In this way, the benefits of land auctions can be maximized based on the cards in hand. The system has already found out the relevant information about the companies participating in today's land auction for the host. The system found it quickly. Then, a long list appeared in front of Zhang Yu. These are the target plots of land and the budget for land acquisition of each company. Now that we have this information, we can play it directly. Now that the cards are revealed, is there any game that cannot be won? Unless the cards in your hand are really bad, 3,456 without 7. But the Lin Group is clearly not a bad hand. Sister, your land auction budget today is for billion, right? Zhang Yu asked. Yes. Lin Yanrou nodded. We have calculated that this is the upper limit of the funds we can raise. We can't take out more. She is also under great psychological pressure. In fact, many senior executives on the board of directors disagreed with participating in this land auction. Because the current real estate situation is not good, the board of directors feels that it is easy to lose all the money if they spend so much money on bidding for land. Fortunately, as the chairman, Lin Shuang had a veto power, so he went against the majority and prepared funds to participate in this land auction. For billion has almost drained all of the Lin Group's cash flow. There are only 3 months' wages left on the books. So the Lin Group is also taking a gamble. It is conceivable how much psychological pressure Lin Yanrou must be under as the executive president. Big sister, how about letting me take full charge of today's land auction? Zhang Yu, why can't I understand what you are saying? Lin Yanrou looked at her younger brother who had only been in the Lin family for 3 days. I don't know what he is going to do. I mean, I will decide which lands to focus on today to maximize the group's profits. Zhang Yu continued. I know you really want to contribute to the Lin family and the company, but for such an important matter, you still. Lin Yanrou hadn't finished her sentence yet. She saw Zhang Yu staring into her eyes. Sister, I'm asking, do you believe me? When he looked at her like that, she felt a little panicked. Anyway, it's a 4 billion budget, so it has to be spent. I promise to spend it wisely. Zhang Yu continued to stare at her. Do you believe me? The look in his eyes was sincere and honest, and very firm, as if he had a plan in mind. Considering that he studied architectural planning, he is not a complete novice. Maybe he really has some unique skills. Lin Yanrou opened her mouth and finally gave in. Okay, then, you decide. Chapter 19 is so crazy, a bidding method I have never seen before. After she finished speaking, she cursed herself in her heart, wondering why she suddenly became so gullible. Such an important matter was actually entrusted to Zhang Yu. If something goes wrong during the auction, he won't be able to bear the responsibility. However, she was prepared for the worst. If the land that Zhang Yu bid for is really not good, then he can just not pay for it. Although the company's reputation will be damaged and it will be blacklisted, and some security deposit will be lost, it is not a case of throwing tens of billions of dollars in to get nothing. Secretary Shen, please show the land auction documents to Zhang Yu. How can you help someone who is not familiar with the relevant indicators of the land? It is always better to try to learn at the last minute than to have no idea of the situation at all. Okay, Mr. Lin. Shen Mengran quickly sorted out the documents and was about to hand them to him. Need not. Zhang Yu waved his hand. I already understand the situation. At this point, Lin Yanrou and Shen Mengran looked at each other. He already knew about it. When did it happen? The file is thicker than a book. Is Zhang Yu's memory so good? At this time, there was a commotion in the crowd. The land auction has started, so cheer up. Zhang Yu looked over. A woman wearing a cheongsam and with her hair tied up walked out onto the stage. The cheongsam has a high slit, almost reaching the thighs. The snow-white thighs are faintly visible. It has quite a bit of traditional Chinese beauty. Hello, dear companies and bosses. Now we will start the auction for the first piece of land, said the cheongsam beauty on the stage. At the same time, relevant information about the first plot of land was also displayed on the big screen. The land auction began, and after the cheongsam beauty introduced the relevant information about the first piece of land, the scene became very lively. Companies are also bidding. There are also companies that have not made any bids and are sitting back to see the situation on the field first. Congratulations to Hengtai Company for winning the first piece of land with 720 million. The cheongsam beauty said that the land had been sold. Zhang Yu looked at the system information and couldn't help but smile knowingly. Sure enough, information showed that Hengtai's upper limit for the land was 720 million. The bids made by the second and third ranked companies are also in line with the analysis conclusions of the system. The next 2 or 3 pieces of land were sold at the prices given by the system, and there were no surprises for the company. Zhang Yu became more convinced of the accuracy of the information provided by the system. I couldn't help but feel more confident. Lin Yanrou seemed even more nervous at this time. These companies are bidding so fiercely. Will it affect the bidding for our target plot of land? She looked at the atmosphere on the field. Companies were bidding prices like they were buying vegetables in the market. I couldn't help but feel unsure. Especially Hengtai Group, which acquired several pieces of land right at the beginning, and seemed to have a big appetite. Zhang Yu turned and said to Lin Yanrou, Sister, the next plot of land is our target plot. I know. But other companies will also participate in the competition, especially Hengtai Group. Sister, don't worry. Only Zhang Yu knew that it would not compete for the next piece of land. Now let me introduce the next piece of land. This plot of land is located in Lakeside University City. There are 3 colleges and 100,000 students nearby. It has beautiful scenery. It covers an area of 50,000 square meters. The relevant indicators are shown on the screen. The starting price for this piece of land is 600 million yuan. Each bid starts at 10 million yuan. Please start bidding. With the introduction of the cheongsam beauty, the bidding for this land began. My company offers 610 million. 620 million. 640 million. Many companies were interested in this plot of land and made bids one after another. Even the Reed Group made an offer. Boss Lin, isn't this the land your company is targeting? Why haven't you made an offer yet? At this time, Wanqing turned his head and looked at Lin Yanrou with a forced smile. He felt that he already knew the Lin family's trump card. Isn't that all up to him? Sister, did I bid? Zhang Yu asked. Yeah. Lin Yanrou nodded. Zhang Yu held up a sign, Lin Group, offer 900 million. What? When everyone heard his offer, they were all surprised, and the field was eerily quiet for a moment. Why did it suddenly jump so much? The price just now was just over 700 million. What's going on? Why is that young man from the Lin Group bidding the price? The Lin Group is confident in handing over such an important matter to him. What if he gets carried away? Everyone else was bidding 10 million or 20 million, but he shouted 200 million right away. I don't quite understand what this operation is. Other companies have complained. Lin Group offers 900 million yuan. Is there anyone else who wants to bid? The Qiansum beauty on the stage was also dazzled when she saw Zhang Yu holding the sign. After a few seconds of silence, he took the microphone and asked other companies at the scene. 910 million. Wanqing held up the sign. Mr. Wang, we just acquired 2 plots of land, and this plot of land is not in our budget. The assistant of which company clicked on the calculator and spoke quickly. The land in front has already had a premium of more than 10 points, and there is another main plot behind to compete for this piece of land. Stop talking nonsense. Did you forget what I said? I have the final say here. Wanqing glared at his assistant. Don't you want to do this anymore? Yes, yes, yes. The assistant nodded quickly. He was just a little karami, and his words were not taken seriously. Fitch Group is offering 910 million. Is there anyone else who wants to bid? On the stage, the Qiansum beauty continued to shout. Wanqing turned around and glanced at Lin Yanrou with a look of disdain. Aren't you awesome? I will make it impossible for you to buy the land you want today. At that time, the worst that can happen is that I give up this land. You'll be pissed off. 920 million. Zhang Yu holds up a sign. Before the sign fell, Wanqing called out the price again, 930 million. At this time, no other company has bid for this plot of land. Cost engineers from various companies are working so hard on their calculators that smoke is coming out of them. The conclusion is that there is almost no room for profit at this price for this land. If you shout higher, you will still lose money even if you get the land. Anyway, there were other plots of land, so they all withdrew. People from other companies watched the 2 companies competing with each other. The bid at this time has reached 950 million. They couldn't help but discuss in low voices. Why are these 2 companies still at odds? Yeah, it's just like a child playing house out of spite. It's too childish. If the price is this high, I will definitely lose money. No matter how I operate it, it will be useless. I heard that it was the young master of Fitch Group who deliberately targeted Lin Yanrou of Lin Group because of his hatred for her. Well, in that case, the Lin Group is at a disadvantage today. After all, the Fitch Group is still stronger in terms of strength. Zhang Yu, we must get this land. Lin Yanrou analyzed the situation on the field. The 2 leading companies, Hengtai and Reed, have not yet made their move, and the highlight is definitely yet to come. This piece of land was originally within their target range, and although the premium was much higher, they decided to secure the money first. Fitch Group, no, it should be said that Wanqing is deliberately targeting me. I must not let him succeed this time. 1 billion. Zhang Yu shouted directly. 1 billion. Wow, the starting price is only 600 million, and the premium is almost 70%. At this price, you will definitely lose money. The whole audience was boiling again. Wanqing was also stunned. Unexpectedly, the Lin Group would ask for 1 billion. However, he rolled his eyes and thought, since your Lin family wants it, then take it. I won't follow you anymore. If you fail, you will lose a lot of money. The final effect is the same, it's just for fun anyway. Chapter 22 billion, do you want to follow? I'll give you this piece of land. Take care of it yourself. As Wanqing spoke, he couldn't help but laugh. So funny. This is exactly the effect he wants. He wants your Lin family to get a hot potato and see how you can swallow it. A dilemma. Lin Group offers 1 billion. Are there any other companies that want to bid? The Cheongsam beauty on the stage asked about the companies present. All the companies are holding onto their brands and no one wants to bid. The premium is so high, if you bid any higher, you might end up having to take over. 1 billion times. Twice a billion. 3 times a billion. Deal. Congratulations. The Lin Group won the land with a bid of 1 billion. The Cheongsam beauty announced. The first target plot of land was finally obtained. Lin Yanrou also breathed a sigh of relief. However, soon clouds of worry crept onto his cheeks again. After all, the cost is too high. Zhang Yu, the first plot of land has exceeded the original budget. We may have to give up the subsequent plots of land. The budget is limited, so we have to make some trade-offs. Don't worry, big sister. No matter what happens, we will face it together. Zhang Yu said confidently. Lin Yanrou looked at him, although she didn't know where he got the confidence from. But emotionally, I was also infected by him a lot. My heart couldn't help but brighten up. Yes, there is nothing to be afraid of. No matter what happens, the brother and sister will face it together. Now, we promote the next plot. After a brief pause, the Cheongsam beauty began to introduce the next plot. This plot of land covers an area of 40,000 square meters and has a total construction area of 160,000 square meters. It is a pure residential land, and the current status of the land is clear land. The starting price is 1 billion, and the price will increase by 10 million each time. Now please bid. Clean land, pure residential. The introduction of the Cheongsam beauties has just ended. The indicators of this land made all the companies present at the scene excited. All companies are eager to try and prepare to bid. Because there is no need for demolition or renovation, it can be developed as soon as the land is acquired. And since it is a purely residential property, the profit margin will be higher. Such land is hard to come by and is extremely rare. Therefore, it also attracted the most companies to sign up. There are dozens of companies, and 80% of them want this land. So, one company after another began to bid. 1 billion and 50 million. 1 billion and 70 million. 1.1 billion. Companies took turns bidding, and soon the price of the land was raised to 1.5 billion. After crossing the 1.5 billion mark, many companies hesitated, and the cost estimators of each company worked hard to calculate the accounts, and then shook their heads. At this price, you won't make much money if you get it. Although the indicators of the land are indeed very good, it is of little use even if you get it. What is the point of having land that can't make money? Just like a beautiful woman with long legs who is 170 centimeters tall, if she is not yours, you can only look at her. So, after reaching 1.5 billion, the scene became much quieter. More than half of the companies withdrew from the bidding due to insufficient financial resources or the feeling that they could not make money. At this time, there were only 3 or 4 companies still bidding. Lin Yanrou clenched her fists lightly. 1.5 billion. Such a high premium again. The difficulty of today's land auction has exceeded her expectations. This was unexpected. What should we do, Mr. Lin? Or should we give up? Shen Menggran had a sharp mind and came to the conclusion that there would be no profit if the land was bid further. Okay, let's give up then. Lin Yanrou held her forehead, there was nothing she could do. 2 billion. At this time, Zhang Yu suddenly raised his sign and shouted out a price. It scared them both. Not only the two of them, but the entire audience was shocked by the price, and they all looked towards the location of the Lin Group. It's him again. Why is he bidding such a random price? If we can't make any profit on 1.5 billion, won't we have to make a net loss of 500 million if we go in with 2 billion? What's wrong with the Lin Group? Why did they choose such a person to participate in the auction? It will bring disaster to the company. It's really. I think this is just complete nonsense. Can you please ask him to leave? Those spectators who have already withdrawn from the competition were very confused about Zhang Yu's bid. But, it has nothing to do with them anyway, so we can just watch it for fun. The organizer of the land auction saw Zhang Yu and immediately asked for 500 million yuan. I was also very surprised. I wonder if I heard it wrong. The Cheongsam beauty looked at him. She had participated in and hosted so many land auctions, but this was the first time she had seen such a bidding. Hey, isn't it against the rules for him to bid like this? Several companies participating in the bidding expressed their dissatisfaction to her. They just bid up to 1.5 billion. Even if it goes up to 1.6 billion, there will still be profit if I buy it. Zhang Yu now raised his bid to 2 billion in one breath. After they calculated, they realized that they had no chance of participating in the competition at all. I understand how you feel, but there is no upper limit on the auction price, nor is there a limit on the number of bids you can make. The highest bidder wins. The Jiangcheng beauty patiently explained the rules. If your company is still interested, you can continue to bid. Fuck it, we don't want this piece of land anymore. At this time, Lin Yanrou also tugged at Zhang Yu's clothes. Zhang Yu, what are you doing? If you take 2 billion, you will definitely lose money. The current real estate market situation is unclear, and it is a situation of small profits but quick turnover. If we take 2 billion, we will definitely lose money. This account is not difficult to calculate. It is possible to make money by building high-end residential buildings, but the cost is higher and the payback period is longer. If you are not careful, the capital chain will be broken. Shen Menguan also calculated a price using a calculator. If we buy this piece of land for 2 billion, conservatively speaking, the project will lose 300 to 400 million yuan. Can the Lin Group afford the losses? Zhang Yu, my suggestion is that you can't take this piece of land. Lin Yanrou is ready to give up this land. Big sister, didn't you just say that you would let me take full responsibility today? I did say that, but... Lin Yanrou was about to say something but stopped herself. I didn't tell you to bid like that. After all, the company is still named Lin. Don't worry, sis. As long as you take a picture of the ground, I will find a way. Zhang Yu smiled faintly. Looking at his expression, although Lin Yanrou was still a little uncertain, she was much calmer than before. If I don't say anything, it means he can continue to bid. That's ridiculous. 2 billion. Aren't you afraid of losing so much money that you even have to sell your pants? Wang Song was also frightened when he saw Zhang Yu's bid. This piece of land is actually what they want. They were just about to bid, but Zhang Yu shouted out 2 billion, so they held back. Stop talking nonsense. Do you want to follow me? Zhang Yuchong and Wang Song also cast a contentious look. I'm going out. Wang Song was stimulated by his words and wanted to continue bidding. The assistant quickly grabbed him. Boss Wang, please stop following me. Be careful of traps. The assistant almost begged for mercy. There are several more plots of land behind us. Let's just give up this one. 2 billion, it is undoubtedly a loss to buy this land. Everyone knows it. And if you buy it at such a high premium, you will have no more bullets left. Okay, I'll give it to you. Wang Song said through gritted teeth. I wanted to keep fighting, but I didn't expect that he would take 2 pieces of land in a row. Lin Group offers 2 billion. Does anyone have a higher bid? The Jiangcheng beauty asked while holding the microphone. Everyone in the audience looked at each other in silence, and no one responded. Chapter 21 This time, I won't allow you to do anything stupid. 2 billion first time. 2 billion for the second time. 2 billion for the third time. A gong rang out. The land was won by the Lin Group for 2 billion. Congratulations to the Lin Group. Let's take a break for 10 minutes. Then we'll start the auction of the next plot of land. During the break, the bosses and employees of each company stood up and stretched their muscles. Some bosses couldn't help but talk about it on their way to the toilet. That young man from the Lin Group is so arrogant. He is the most popular one today. What is he so crazy about? He bought the land at such a high premium. I doubt whether he knows anything about real estate. They are just stupid people with lots of money. The problem is that the Lin Group doesn't have that much cash flow. But what is his identity? Why does he have such great power to bid as soon as he arrives at the Lin Group? Lin Yanrou doesn't seem to care at all. Who knows? Anyway, it's their money that's lost. We can just watch and have fun from the sidelines. Wrong. At this time, a company boss suddenly thought, he is bidding so frantically, did he hear some rumors? Is there some big news coming? Yeah. Why didn't I think of this? It's possible. The bosses have been in the wind and waves for decades and are very smart. They immediately discovered the trick in this matter. Hurry up and make a phone call to get the feel for what's going on. Therefore, they all used their own channels to find out if there was any latest news. Hello, Chief Li, I'm attending a land auction today. I want to know if the government has any major plans to be implemented recently.
Minister Tang, are there any major adjustments to the macro policy on real estate? I want to buy a few plots of land for fun, and then we can make money together.
Director Liang, what important instructions and reforms did the higher-ups give in the recent meeting regarding real estate?
What?
There are no new plans or policies at the moment.
Okay, I get it.
Some companies also quickly reported the situation to the head office. Today's land auction may be changing. In order to ensure that we get the land, we applied for additional funds and joined the land competition.
Wife, can you talk to my father-in-law and ask him to lend me his business savings so I can buy a piece of land? I feel like I can really turn things around this time.
The bosses of each company showed their talents to adjust the next strategy.
Zhang Yu, we don't have much money left now.
The land behind is even more expensive.
I'm afraid we won't be competitive anymore.
In the meeting room, Lin Yanrou said to Zhang Yu, "Big sister, don't worry about the rest.
Anyway, I'll tell you which plot of land you should take." Zhang Yu also had a clear understanding of the situation of the land behind.
For most plots of land, the future appreciation is actually not that great, but most companies have high expectations and will raise the prices a lot. There's not much profit to be made.
Mr. Zhang, you may not know the current financial situation of the Lin Group.
Shen Mengran wanted to explain, but he interrupted her directly. I know, and I heard the budget figures clearly. But I have a solution.
What can you do?
Lin Yanrou had a lot of question marks on her head. The capital requirements for the later plots are greater. Could it be that Zhang Yu has a close relationship with the bank and was able to obtain such a large amount of credit?
Or maybe he met some top nobleman, and billions of dollars were just a drop in the bucket.
I can't think of any other options, there are only these two possibilities.
She wanted to say something else.
On the stage, the Cheongsam beauty walked to the center of the stage again.
When she smiles, she has two shallow dimples. Dear bosses, the break is over. Now let's move on to the auction of the next piece of land.
As the land auction continued, several more plots of land were sold. Seeing that the target plot of land was auctioned off but Zhang Yu did not say anything, Lin Yanrou became restless again.
Zhang Yu.
Sister, let's take the last piece of land. He noticed that more than half of the seats in the conference hall were empty.
Many companies do not have the strength or have already obtained the land they want.
During the intermission, they simply withdraw. Those who are still on the scene all have ideas about the land below.
Zhang Yu took stock.
Lin Yanrou only has 1 billion in available funds. Including his own wealth card, it is 2 billion. He had already planned to use the money to buy a piece of land that was about to be launched. According to the system prompt, the comprehensive yield of this land can reach 5 times, which can be called the king of cost effectiveness. The next piece of land is also the last one. As shown on the screen, its total area is 200,000 square meters, and the planned building area is 400,000 square meters.
The starting price is 1 billion.
The beautiful lady in Cheongsam introduced the relevant situation of this plot of land.
Now, please bid.
As soon as she finished speaking, the venue fell silent for a few seconds.
Fuck, this piece of land is huge, it's the largest piece of land today.
And the starting price is also the lowest, only a few thousand yuan per square meter.
But its location is not good.
It's surrounded by factories and a wild lake.
It's far from the city. Who would buy a house there? Many developers took such land and their capital chain was broken, and they were dragged down.
That's right. I think there must be mines on this land.
Many companies choose to give up. Hengtai Group raised its card at this time, 1.02 billion.
What the hell? Hengtai Group has taken action.
That's normal. Hengtai Group has money and wants to increase its land reserves.
Their company has always taken whatever land they could get.
They are really hungry. Since such a big company has made an offer, let's follow suit. A company couldn't help but make an offer, 1.03 billion. 1 billion and 50 million. Wang Song from Fitch Group also bid.
As these companies started bidding, other companies began to follow suit. After all, having food or not and eating well are two different things. Boss Lin, the indicators of this land are not very good. There are too many uncertain factors. Shen Mengran did a quick calculation. If this piece of land does not exceed 1.3 billion, there is still money to be made.
Yeah, I know, let me observe first. Lin Yanrou looked at the situation on the field.
Sure enough, after the bid reached 1.25 billion, the pace slowed down significantly. Everyone is pressing their calculators more frequently. At this point, every additional 10 million will have a huge impact on the change in cost.
Wang Song from Fitch Group looked at Lin Yanrou.
He didn't make any bid, but he couldn't help but look smug. The highest price at that time was 1.26 billion, which was what they bid. Fitch Group is offering 1.26 billion.
Is there anyone else who wants to bid? Let's end it here. Zhang Yu didn't want to waste time talking and just raised his sign, 1.5 billion.
What? Their whole audience was in an uproar again.
Is this Zhang Yu really crazy?
The price keeps rising every time.
Is there any law to enforce the law? Doesn't he know how bad the land is?
There are chemical plants everywhere around. Who would buy a house here? Even if we can change the surrounding planning and ask them to move away, how much more money will it cost?
When you calculate it this way, it's all just costs. Zhang Yu, I won't allow you to do anything reckless this time.
Lin Yanrou couldn't sit still anymore. Her impression score was only over 60 points, so she didn't completely agree with his decision.
Big sister, just listen to me. This piece of land is definitely worth it. Zhang Yu said again. But why should I trust him?
This idiot.
Wang Song laughed at the side.
I don't know what the Lin Group owed him in his previous life, so he has to be tortured like this.
Let them take the land.
For the first time, Wang Song felt that Zhang Yu's decision was a failure.
Chapter 22 Breaking News, Big Good News. Lin Group offers 1.5 billion. Are there any other companies that would like to make an offer?
The Jiangcheng Beauty asked everyone in the audience, but no one responded. After the employees of Hanxiao Group did the math, they all shook their heads. I don't want to fight for this land anymore. The remaining companies put down their signs. This piece of land is too bad. If it doesn't exceed 1.3 billion, you can still bid for it. If it exceeds 1.5 billion, there is no need.
Congratulations to the Lin Group for acquiring the land at 1.5 billion.
The Jiangcheng Beauty shouted loudly, all the land this time has been put on the market.
Congratulations again to the company that won the land. Please transfer the corresponding land payment to the designated account within 7 working days. Congratulations to all companies on their bright future.
The land auction is over. The companies in the venue began to stand up and prepare to leave. Lin Yanrou also looked at Zhang Yu with a complicated expression, sighed, and prepared to leave the scene. Although 3 plots of land were photographed today, only one was the target plot. Although the second piece of land is good, the price of the land is too high. As for the third plot, it might be a failure.
Let's go back.
Lin Yanrou's personality makes it difficult for her to get excited. Shen Mengran didn't say anything. She worked in finance, so she knew the price of the land was a bit high.
Can we make a comeback in planning and construction? Just at this moment.
A message popped up in the WeChat group of Jiangcheng real estate CEOs where Lin Yanrou was.
Please all real estate companies come to the Housing and Urban Rural Development Bureau for a meeting this afternoon.
The cell phones present were ringing.
Many CEOs received this message on their mobile phones. What's going on?
The land auction just ended. Why did the Housing and Urban Rural Development Bureau want us to attend a meeting?
I don't know, ask around.
At the scene, there was a company boss who also inquired about the content of today's meeting through his own internal channels. Originally, his expression was calm and cheerful. Then his face suddenly changed.
What, this actually happened? His eyes involuntarily glanced in the direction of the Lin Group. Okay, I got it.
The man hung up the phone and everyone else gathered around.
Well, what happened? Do you know that there is a major world-class plan for the land of the Lin Group? The chemical plants there will be relocated as a whole under the leadership of the government. Impossible.
I haven't heard any rumors about my connections in Jiangcheng. This is a national-level decision. It was just past 3 minutes ago.
It's still hot. You mean, the last piece of land that Lin's group has bought is about to take off? It's more than taking off. The value of that plot of land, conservatively estimated, will at least increase 5-fold. 5 times. OMG. Such violent profiteering?
The bosses at the scene couldn't help but look at Zhang Yu. What kind of luck does he have? The land that everyone thought was not good was even a flop at the beginning and almost failed to be sold. Now it has suddenly become the hottest plot of land in the entire trade fair today. Who could have imagined such a huge reversal? There is not only this one plan, there are also several important adjustments. What adjustment? The bosses became more curious and wanted to know what it was. At this time, Wang Tsong, who had just walked out of the venue, also received a call from his father. Dad, I got a few plots of land today. Isn't that great? As soon as he received the call, he started to take credit. Let me ask you, did you get the last piece of land today? Dad, the indicators of that piece of land are very bad. I gave up after a few rounds. I felt that I would lose money. Who took it then? Lin Group, har har har, they bought that piece of land for 1.5 billion, they must be fools. Wang Tsong couldn't help laughing. You are so confused. I think you are the fool. There is a major plan next to that plot of land, and it will be implemented soon. The value of the land will increase at least 5 times. Why didn't you get it? The voice on the other end of the phone was filled with uncontrollable anger. What, 5 times? Wang Tsong was completely dumbfounded. Did the Lin Group make a big profit? But he quickly reacted. But Dad, I also got some good land, which is profitable for us. Which plots of land did you take? Let me think, it's plots 3, 5, and 11. What? Lao Wang on the other end of the phone almost fainted due to high blood pressure. The new sites where those chemical plants are relocated are less than 3 kilometers away from these plots of land. You. This is impossible. Wang Tsong's smile froze on his face. How is Jiangcheng planning this? Not to mention 3 kilometers away from the chemical industry zone, there won't be any major development within 5 kilometers of the chemical industry zone. Jiangcheng? Not even the province has this right. This is an overall decision made by the country. No one can change it. But plans can be changed and may not be implemented. Wang Tsong was still hoping for a lucky break. This is a national decision. If there is no major change, how can it be changed casually? I really don't know how to say hello. Then, what should we do? Wang Tsong took a look at the Lin Group and became visibly panicked. I wanted to continue laughing at them after I came out, but in the end I became the biggest joke. Many people who had learned about the relocation in advance were looking at him and whispering. Fitch Group is the biggest loser today. Those plots of land were originally pretty good, but now it's hard to say what will happen if the chemical plant moves there. What should we do? We can only leave it alone. Old Wang was almost mad at Wang Tsong. I really shouldn't have let you go today. Then, there was a busy tone. The person on the other end hung up the phone. Why are you laughing? Wang Tsong was so frustrated that he had no place to vent. Seeing someone in front of me snickering, I couldn't help but ask. I'm not laughing. The man said. You're still saying no, I noticed you were laughing the whole time. Wang Tsong was so angry that he was going crazy. This must be a joke on him because he got the land and became the scapegoat. What? Is it illegal for me to laugh? The man stopped pretending and said, You played a bad chess game, but now you blame the people watching you. That's wrong. With that, he left the scene. At this moment, at the entrance of the venue, the situation took a dramatic turn. The CEOs of various companies looked at Lin Yanrou as she walked out of the venue. They came forward to congratulate him. Congratulations, Mr. Lin. Your company is now listed on the stock market. Your company is really discerning and ruthless. Our sister company should learn from you and learn from you. I don't know if we will have the opportunity to cooperate with your company in the future. What's going on? Seeing so many companies gathering around, Lin Yanrou still didn't understand what was going on. Boss Lin, don't be so modest, we all know it. The plots of land that your company has purchased will soon become prime land. The guy next to you is truly a top talent in the real estate investment industry. He should not be underestimated. Other companies also congratulated again. What exactly happened? Boss Lin, look quickly. Lin Yanrou, who was still in a daze, was brought back to her senses by Shen Mengran. She saw a big headline on Shen Mengran's mobile phone screen. Just now. Breaking news, Jiangcheng will have these plans released. The official account that published the article is the official account of the national media, Masses Daily. Such a high-profile media release? Lin Yanrou took a look at the specific content and her eyes widened. This means that. She was so surprised that she stretched out a delicate hand and covered her mouth. She was afraid that she would not be able to hold back and shout out in excitement in the next second. So amazing! This is the strategic development map for the entire city of Jiangcheng in the next 10 years. According to this overall planning and configuration, in the future, the housing prices in Jiangcheng will experience a leapfrog growth. Especially the last piece of land that no one was optimistic about. It will directly transform decay into magic and become the most valuable plot of land in Jiangcheng this time and even in the next few years. No doubt about it. It can be said that this piece of land, no matter how it is developed, can bring in at least 10 billion in net income. Chapter 23. Returning home, Lin Qingxuang and her whole family gave a grand welcome. It's really terrible. No, it's really exciting. And the fact that we were able to win this piece of land was all thanks to Zhang Yu. As much as I wanted to stop him just now, I am as grateful to him now. It's absolutely amazing. This sudden reversal of excitement really stimulates the secretion of dopamine. Zhang Yu, how did you know that there would be major plans for this piece of land? Lin Yanrou couldn't help but ask curiously. I can't tell you. It's a secret. Zhang Yu smiled mysteriously. Well, another secret. Lin Yanrou complained with a reproachful tone. At this time, Zhang Yu discovered. Her impression score soared from just over 60 points to 78. That's also normal. Zhang Yu accurately hit the plot of land of infinite value. No one present had such a keen eye. Moreover, the other two plots of land will also generate good returns in the future. Not only will you not lose money as others think, but you will make a lot of money. Even those who have been in the industry for decades do not have such a sharp vision as him. This battle saves a lot of processes and can directly bring about a complete transformation of the company. All real estate companies in Jiangcheng will focus on learning from and cooperating with the Lin Group. So where are we going next? Zhang Yu asked. Let's go home first. Mom has already returned home and is ready to celebrate with champagne. Lin Yanrou waved the phone screen in front of Zhang Yu. That was a message from Lin Qingxuang. Then Mr. Lin, Mr. Zhang, I'll take a taxi back to the company first. I want the auction proceeds of these plots of land to be deposited into the account of the competent authority as soon as possible. Seeing this, Shen Mengran also said tactfully. Why take a taxi? We'll take you there. Lin Yanrou was in a good mood. Anyway, I will pass by the company building on their way back. So, the three of them got on the car one after another. When they arrived at the company gate, Shen Mengran said goodbye and got off the car. Zhang Yu sat in the passenger seat and watched her walk into the company with her long legs, which were round and strong. Her long hair flutters in the wind, creating a beautiful landscape. Her impression score also increased from 70 points when we first met to 88 points. Why, are you stunned? Lin Yanrou noticed Zhang Yu's expression and smiled. But Shen Mengran is really good. Among the thousands of employees in our company, she is the most beautiful and has outstanding abilities. Zhang Yu, you are not young anymore, you can consider having a relationship. I don't have that idea yet. Zhang Yu shook his head. Why, you don't like Shen Mengran? Then what kind of girl do you like? I'll find one for you. I think someone like my sister is good. Zhang Yu made a joke. Unexpectedly, Lin Yanrou's face suddenly turned red after hearing this. Then he clenched his fist and gently hit his shoulder. What are you thinking about? You are my brother. Do you want to go to the orthopedic department for treatment? If I can do it, it's worth it for me to go into orthopedics. Zhang Yu smiled. Stop joking with me and go home. After a few seconds of silence, Lin Yanrou started the car again. Zhang Yu noticed that at this time, her score had reached 80 points. The second one to break the 80-point mark. At this time, he also received a prompt from the system. Today, from getting up in the morning and having breakfast to the end of the land auction, I have stayed there for more than 400 minutes in total. The amount of money swiped was also more than 4 million. Look at the level progress bar. Tonight, if we spend about 300 minutes together, we can move to the next level. This gave Zhang Yu a goal in mind and he couldn't help but look forward to it. When we returned to Lin Mansion, Zhang Yu noticed that the living room was brightly lit. Lin Qingxuan was wearing a backless dress and standing at the door of the living room with several other sisters, waiting.
Oh shit, he thought he might have seen it wrong. Each of them is dressed so formally. Are they waiting for me to go home? As soon as I saw Zhang Yu appear, Lin Qingxuan started clapping. Welcome home, our great hero, Zhang Yu. The other four sisters also applauded. Zhang Yu, your performance today was really great, said the second sister Lin Hanxiao. She usually dresses in a more neutral style, and today she was wearing a deep V low-cut dress. I read the comments online and was almost scared to death. Land auctions can be so exciting. Fifth sister Lin Wanqing was wearing a princess dress. Looking at Zhang Yu, his eyes were full of admiration. Although she didn't understand business matters, she could sense it with her imagination. Zhang Yu's performance at the land auction today was like a standard blockbuster movie script. Being ignored and ridiculed, there was a big reversal in the end. Just listening to it makes people's blood boil and their faces flush. Hey, why is my face so hot? She touched her cheeks and they felt hot. Zhang Yu, congratulations. The third and fourth sisters also wore gorgeous dresses to congratulate him. It seems that this was a request made by Lin Qingxuan in advance, and the sisters had to welcome Zhang Yu home with the highest etiquette of the Lin family. Thank you sisters for your blessings, he responded. Zhang Yu, what do you want to eat? I will cook for you myself tonight. Lin Qingxuan's eyes were smiling. Although the years have left fine crow's feet at the corners of her eyes. But at this age, she is still charming, bright and beautiful, and full of mature charm. Especially when he laughs. The servants of the Lin Mansion were all stunned. When have I ever seen such a beautiful side of their hostess? If she were 20 years younger, she would be so incredibly beautiful. But it is true. 20 years ago, Lin Qingxuan was the #1 beauty popular throughout Dajiang City. A 1 in a million look. To this day, her young photos are still widely circulated on the internet and have become classic avatars for many girls' social media accounts. She smiled so beautifully today, Zhang Yu should be credited. This wave of operations directly promoted the reputation of the Lin Group. It appeared directly on the desk of the highest decision makers in Kyoto. Oh my! Why are you making such a big fuss? It might scare him. Even Lin Yanrou, who had never seen such a scene before, spoke quickly. If it's too grand, will Zhang Yu feel uncomfortable? No. I think it's fine. Zhang Yu also shrugged. Who wouldn't he be happy when so many beauties welcome me? After saying that, he walked into the living room. The others looked at each other and walked in. Look at how he's showing off. Isn't it just luck that came to him unexpectedly? It's not his real ability. Mom insisted that we wear formal attire for the reception, and my legs were almost numb from standing in my high heels. Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyou remained highly consistent this time and continued to complain in a low voice. You two are still standing at the door acting as door gods. Come in quickly. Lin Yanrou called out with a frown. Sister, have you ever seen such a beautiful pair of door gods? The twin sisters retorted and walked into the living room. You two, all you know is talking back. Lin Yanrou was in a good mood today and was also complaining with a smile. The atmosphere in the living room was very lively at this time. Mom Lin Qingxuan changed her clothes and went to the kitchen. The sisters were laughing and chatting while eating fruits and snacks, and time passed quickly. Before I knew it, another hour had passed. In this hour, Zhang Yu spent another 600,000. There are only 2.5 hours left before the upgrade. It looks like we can get it done tonight. Zhang Yu was also looking forward to it. Come on, the food is ready, let's eat. At this time, Lin Qingxuan brought out the last dish from the kitchen. After greeting Zhang Yu, she put on an apron, tied her hair up high, and worked in the kitchen for an hour. Such a young woman can be a chairman outside, and can also cook in the kitchen when she comes back. Her temperament and figure are also first class. Chapter 24 Family Meeting, Zhang Yujin Group S Board of Directors. Zhang Yu couldn't help but sigh, wondering what kind of luck his dad had, to be able to get a marriage certificate with Lin Qingxuan. There is one more stepmother like this. My dad is just an ordinary worker. There is such a big gap between the two of them, how did they get their marriage certificate? Thinking about it now, it still seems strange. I feel like my dad is the one who actually got the script for Xuanwen. Dad, you really can't control it. Zhang Yu, what are you standing there for? It's time to eat. Eldest sister Lin Yanrou patted him on the shoulder. Wow, what a delicious meal Mom cooked today. Yeah. It's such a big table of food. Mom must have worked hard. It's been a long time since I've eaten food cooked by my mother. The five sisters saw a table full of dishes that were delicious and beautifully presented. I couldn't help but admire it. The five sisters had rarely eaten together with their mother since they were young. It is even rarer for mothers to cook for themselves. It must be some major happy event or festival. You guys are so lucky to have such a big table of food today. You have to thank Zhang Yu. Lin Yanrou said. If Zhang Yu hadn't won the land auction today, we wouldn't have been able to eat the meal that Mom cooked for us today. What are you talking about? Everyone sit down. Lin Xingxuan motioned for the sisters to sit down, and Zhang Yu prepared to sit in the corner. She shouted, "Zhang Yu, come sit next to me." He was stunned for a moment. "Come sit with me." Lin Xingxuan pointed to an empty seat next to her. "Go quickly, this is Mom's affirmation of you." Lin Yanrou pulled him. "Yes, Zhang Yu, you deserve it." Fifth sister Lin Wanqing also added. Zhang Yu had no choice but to walk over and sit down next to Lin Xingxuan. Sitting in this position and becoming the focus of everyone's attention, he was somewhat nervous in his heart. When I looked up and saw my third and fourth sisters, they both rolled their eyes secretly. "Zhang Yu, I'm toasting to you on behalf of my whole family." Lin Xingxuan raised her glass, and he quickly picked up his glass as well. "Your vision today was really good, and you performed an operation that amazed everyone. This will bring huge benefits to the Lin Group. So, I'll do it, and you can do whatever you want." She was also very generous and drank the glass of wine in one gulp. "Because I drank too fast, I choked." Lin Xingxuan, as the CEO of a billion-dollar group, toasted like this. Zhang Yu also finished the glass of wine in his hand. "Auntie Wang, pour the wine." Lin Xingxuan ordered. Aunt Wang took the wine bottle and walked forward to pour the wine. Today is the Lin Mansion's family dinner, so the servants are wearing work clothes that they would wear when receiving distinguished guests. The servants of the Lin Mansion also looked particularly imposing standing there. "Come, try my cooking." Lin Xingxuan picked up a few pieces of food with her chopsticks and put them in the bowl in front of him. Zhang Yu picked up a few pieces with chopsticks, put them in his mouth and swallowed them. "Mom, your cooking tastes delicious." He savored it and said with a smile. Lin Xingxuan also smiled. "Then Zhang Yu, you should eat more." The more she looked at him, the more she liked him. The young man came to the Lin family not just to eat. "Come on, Zhang Yu, I'll toast you too." Lin Yanrou also picked up the wine glass. As the executive president of the Lin Group, I was also at the land auction site today and experienced the thrilling feeling with my own eyes. I still can't get over it. But the result is very good. Lin Yanrou was also full of gratitude towards Zhang Yu. "Sister, you're welcome." Zhang Yu raised his glass and toasted back. "Today's land auction was completed by us together. I just went to assist you." He did not seek credit for his words, which made Lin Yanrou feel very happy. The impression score on the head also increased by 2 points, reaching 82 points. "Zhang Yu, I'd like to toast you, too." Fifth sister Lin Wanqing doesn't drink, so the glass contained fruit wine. She was also sincerely happy for Zhang Yu. Before, I was worried that he wouldn't be able to gain a firm foothold in the Lin family, and would be ostracized and become a marginalized person. But looking at the current situation, Zhang Yu has already sat down to eat, so he shouldn't fall any further. Although my current status in the family is not high, I am accepted by the whole family. This is much better than I expected. Of course, except for the third and fourth sisters. "Yumo, Yuyou, what's going on with you two?" Lin Xingxuan said at this time. "Even your fifth sister has toasted you, why are you still sitting there?" "Zhang Yu, let's toast to you together." After the mother spoke, two girls of identical height, appearance and clothing stood up and raised their wine glasses. "Thank you, third sister and fourth sister." Zhang Yu also said with a smile. "Don't just drink, eat more food." Lin Xingxuan looked at this stepson with concern. The five sisters also started eating. Everyone was in a good mood, so the atmosphere at the table was very lively. "By the way, while everyone is here today, I have two things I want to say." When they were half drunk, Lin Xingxuan, as the head of the family, announced. The five sisters were chattering about some gossip,
but when they heard this, they all fell silent. Zhang Yu also put down his chopsticks, took out a tissue and wiped his mouth. He turned his head and looked at Lin Xingxuang. The first thing is that I have decided to let Zhang Yu join the Lin Group's board of directors and participate in the group's decision-making. Zhang Yu, you should get ready and go to the company tomorrow to familiarize yourself with the situation. This sentence surprised the 5 sisters present. You look at me, I look at you, and wonder if I heard it wrong. Let Zhang Yu join Lin's company, and directly join the board of directors. But obviously not, everyone heard the same thing. When Zhang Yu heard Lin Xingxuan's decision, his eyes widened. Joining the board of directors of Lin Group so soon. Working in a group that will soon have a market value of 50 billion, he feels 2 points of pressure, but the remaining 8 points are excitement and excitement. Mom. I also plan to let Zhang Yu join the Lin Group to learn, but isn't it a bit too fast to directly join the group's board of directors? Lin Yanrou did not question Zhang Yu's ability. Instead, he felt that without laying a solid foundation, it would be detrimental to his future development in the Lin Group. He should at least work in various departments for a period of time and have a general understanding of the company. This will help him better integrate into the group and carry out his work. Yes, Zhang Yu has only been in the Lin family for 3 days, and he hasn't figured out anything yet. If he joins the board of directors like this, what will other shareholders say? Second sister Lin Hanxiao also expressed surprise. Her impression score is 50 points, so she doesn't dislike Zhang Yu, but she is not biased towards him either. The starting point is based on the overall interests. Mom, it's okay that you are partial to me at ordinary times, but aren't you too careless about such a big thing? We have been in the Lin family for more than 20 years, and we have not entered the board of directors. The opposition from the third and fourth sisters was the most obvious. Mom, Lin Group is your hard work. Any decision you make may lead to unexpected results. This matter is a bit hasty. Wanqing, what do you say? Lin Xingxuang asked her youngest daughter. I'll listen to everyone. How about a vote? Lin Wanqing originally thought that it was none of her business, and it was difficult for her to say anything when she was suddenly called out. No need to vote. Lin Xingxuang said, as the chairman of the company, I have the final say. I believe Zhang Yu has the ability to do this. Zhang Yu, what do you think? No matter what she decides, it ultimately depends on what Zhang Yu thinks. Mom, thank you for your trust in me. I think I can give it a try and do a good job in this position. Zhang Yu thought for a second and said the same thing. Chapter 25, It's Getting Fierce. My sister actually knows how to act like a spoiled child. Lin Yanrou was standing aside, watching him, and thinking the same thing in her mind. Zhang Yu also has a big heart. He doesn't seem to feel any pressure, but rather is looking forward to it. The board of directors is very treacherous, he is not afraid at all. There was no other way. Since it was my mother's decision, I would spend more time on it in the future, personally train him, and quickly sort out the various businesses and social relations of the Lin Group. Be familiar with what you should be familiar with, visit what you should visit, and go through all the process steps. The third and fourth sisters wanted to say something, but Lin Xingxuang interrupted them. Okay, this matter is settled, no one needs to say anything. Zhang Yu noticed that the impression scores of both of them dropped by 2 points. Really? They had opinions about this matter. They couldn't say anything to Lin Xingxuang, but they would vent their anger on themselves. Well, we still have to get them both to get over 60 points as soon as possible, otherwise it will be really frustrating if their scores keep dropping. Now, let me tell you the second thing. Lin Xingxuang cleared her throat and became serious again. Zhang Yu and the 5 sisters all looked at her. This second matter is our family affair, you must be prepared. Mom, what's the matter? Why are you hesitating? Lin Yanrou was curious. Mom, are you trying to say that Zhang Yu is actually her biological son? The third sister and the fourth sister secretly exchanged glances with each other. If this were true, it would be too bloody. It's really explosive, no way, no way. The fifth sister, Lin Wanqing, was closest to the two of them and heard their discussion. I suddenly felt an indescribable sense of loss in my heart. Hey, this is a setting that she can't accept at all. What are you all thinking about? Seeing them making blind guesses like this, Lin Xingxuang stopped them in time. What I want to say is that your aunt will be back from abroad soon. Aunt. The 5 sisters looked at each other, their eyes filled with confusion and unfamiliarity. Is it the aunt who went to Eagle Country? Lin Yanrou thought about it. Besides her, how many aunts do you have? Lin Qingshuan smiled. She hasn't been back for many years, why is she back now? Is she here to divide the family property? Third sister Lin Yumo asked. Her impression of her aunt only remained on the phone calls she received every spring festival. The last time I saw my aunt in person was more than 10 years ago. He has never been back since then. As for the youngest, Lin Wanqing, her impression of her aunt was even shallower. She was only 8 or 9 years old at that time. Therefore, the 5 sisters knew about their aunt, but they rarely contacted her and hadn't seen her for more than 10 years. Although she is my biological aunt, we have a deep blood relationship. But there is not much emotion. Why did she suddenly want to return home at this time? Zhang Yu was eating this melon on the side. I was also surprised. I didn't expect that Lin Qingshuan had a younger sister. I don't know what he looks like, how old he is, whether he is married or not. Everything is unknown. I don't know the specific details. Because of the time difference, we didn't talk much. So we'll know everything after your aunt comes back. Lin Qingshuan said. I'm informing you so that you can be prepared. She comes back so seldom, and you, as the younger generation, can't neglect her. Director Lin, I'll go clean up a room as soon as possible. Wu Mar, the maid in charge of cleaning the room, said. Okay. How many vacant rooms do we have now? In reply to Director Lin, excluding your room, the 5 young ladies' room, young Master Zhang's room, and the room where our servants live, there are currently 2 empty rooms in the villa. Which 2? Lin Qingshuan asked. One is in the attic, and the other is currently a storage room, right next to young Master Zhang's room on the first floor. Wu Ma replied. Mom, how about I move to the attic and let my aunt live in my room? Zhang Yu said at this time. You keep calling me Mom. You're really good at showing your affection. The third and fourth sisters felt unhappy again when they heard Zhang Yu talking. No need. Lin Qingshuan thought for a moment, the attic's floor height is not good, and it's not easy to keep clean up there. Let's just clean up the storage room. Okay, Mr. Lin. Aunt Wu nodded. At this time, after the 2 things were discussed, the Lin family's meal was almost finished. Another hour or so passed. Zhang Yu looked at the upgrade progress bar and found that he had earned another 600,000 gold coins in the time it took to eat a meal. There is only more than an hour left before the upgrade. Everyone has almost finished eating, so go wash up and rest early. Lin Qingshuan said as she stood up. The 5 sisters nodded and stood up and left. The servants also began to come forward to collect the plates and bowls. Well, Zhang Yu. Lin Yanrou turned around and called out to him. Big sister. Please massage my shoulders later. I feel uncomfortable after sitting all day. Lin Yanrou said in a low voice. After I finished saying that, I felt confused. Why did I feel so secretly talking in my own home? Like a thief. Okay, big sister, I'll go right away. Zhang Yu nodded. I went back to my room and used the bathroom. Bite. The system, which had been silent for a long time, suddenly started to ring. Congratulations to their host, you have obtained a lucky card, Plunder Card. Plunder Card. Zhang Yu's interest was immediately piqued. The Plunder Card can be used once. The host can plunder all the resources of any designated object, including deposits, assets, talents and skills, lifespan, etc. Can we plunder everyone's resources? Zhang Yu was surprised. This card is too buggy. Then why don't I just plunder the resources of the world's richest man, Marsyk? Then why bother struggling? I can just lie down and do nothing. Host, this plunder card is determined by their host's current level. So the scope of use of this plundering card is limited. It can only plunder companies with assets below 100 billion or positions below the department level. There are also corresponding restrictions on other plundering targets. I see. Zhang Yu understood. This card has limited usage. But it still doesn't matter, it's a very powerful card. Zhang Yu put the cards into the system backpack. Remembering that his elder sister Lin Yanrou was still waiting for him in the room, he walked out of the room and went upstairs. Walked to Lin Yanrou's door. I found that the door was not closed, but ajar.
Zhang Yu knocked on the door gently before pushing it open. Their first action was to turn around and close the door. When I turned around again, I saw the scene in front of me. I saw Lin Yanrou had just taken a shower and was lying on the bed reading a book. Her hair was draped over her shoulders and her legs were crossed. It seems like a peaceful time. Zhang Yu, you're here. Lin Yanrou looked up and saw him, smiled slightly, then put down the book. I'm ready. Zhang Yu walked forward step by step, not knowing how to start. What's wrong with you? Lin Yanrou was a little angry. Didn't you help me with physical therapy yesterday? Why are you shy today? There was a kind of coquettish tone in her voice, just like the kind of coquettish feeling that only lovers have. It's not like Zhang Yu hasn't had a girlfriend before, but this time, Lin Yanrou is so charming that he has never seen her before. It made him feel a little lost. Being charming without knowing it, this is the charm of top beauties. Chapter 26, Still Not Adapting, Stop Now. No, I just think that big sister is so beautiful today. Zhang Yu was generous with his praise. Now all you have to do is say whatever sounds good. It helps improve your scores. Look at what you said. When am I not beautiful? Lin Yanrou pursed her lips and smiled. I was thinking of buying pajamas, but I bought the wrong one. It looked pretty so I didn't return it. She only wore it once after buying it and was too embarrassed to wear it again. I don't know why, but after taking a shower today, I felt compelled to find it and put it on. So, shall I start then? Zhang Yu asked. Well, let's get started. Lin Yanrou leaned her head on her arms, feeling Zhang Yu's physical therapy. The technique is very professional. As time passed, Zhang Yu suddenly found something wrong. So he asked, Sister, you are not having a fever, are you? Why does it feel like I have a viral cold? Lin Yanrou was suddenly interrupted. I don't have a fever. No. All right. Zhang Yu nodded, then I will continue. This kid just interrupted my emotions when they came up. Lin Yanrou couldn't help but complain in her heart. Outside the door, the voices of the third and fourth sisters were heard. Sister, is Zhang Yu in your room? Yeah, what's wrong? Lin Yanrou asked. We just came to take a look. Sis, why does he go to your room every day? It's so inappropriate. Isn't it normal for a family to visit each other? What are you thinking? But, it's not appropriate. Oh, I've had back pain lately, so he gives me some physical therapy every day, and I feel much better now. Physiotherapy. Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyou at the door looked at each other and said, Sister, can we go in? The door is not locked, just push it open and come in. Lin Yanrou couldn't do anything with her two younger sisters. If I don't agree to open the door, wouldn't it seem like I'm trying to take advantage of someone else's situation? Sister, are you wearing this pajamas? The two sisters walked into the room and saw the purple pajamas that Lin Yanrou was wearing. They couldn't help but be amazed. She wore this pajamas only once after buying it. At that time, she thought it was so beautiful and it magnified all her advantages. It can be called a killing spree. Sadly, I never wore it again. But today, seeing her wearing this outfit and asking Zhang Yu to come for physical therapy, they were really surprised. What's going on? Sister, this is not physical therapy. Do you really want to stay in the orthopedic hospital for a few days? Sister Lao, this idea is very dangerous. The two sisters suddenly had a sense of destiny and wanted to pull their eldest sister out of the dire straits. No, we can't let this continue. Intervention is necessary. Yeah, you two came so late, is there something going on? Lin Yanrou looked at the two of them and asked in confusion. You two silly girls, I'm a serious physical therapist, what are you thinking about? Well, big sister, we both feel a little uncomfortable, can we borrow Zhang Yu for help? Yes, we also want to experience what Zhang Yu's physical therapy methods are like. Sisters Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyou asked. You should ask Zhang Yu about this. He is not mine, so why bother to lend him money? Lin Yanrou couldn't help but smile bitterly. It felt like the two of them were here to cause trouble on purpose, but it was hard to say anything. Zhang Yu, is this okay? The two sisters then asked him again. Sure. Zhang Yu smiled and nodded, I'm willing to serve. Okay, then come to my room. Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyou said as they walked out the door, Sister, Zhang Yu will go with us. You should go to bed early. Okay, go ahead. Lin Yanrou nodded, then watched the few people walk out of the room. I feel a sense of loss in my heart. That feeling was like having half of the ice cream taken away by someone else, and the person who took it away was actually my sister. Oh, let's change into some underwear and go to bed. Lin Yanrou sighed. Zhang Yu, this is our room. On the other side, several people have returned to their rooms. He glanced around the room. This room is very large. It is half bigger than my eldest sister's room. It is a complete suite with a game room, a study, and a dedicated dressing room. The big bed in the middle is 2.2 meters wide, which is 40 centimeters wider than the 1.8 meter bed. There's only one bed in your room. It was Zhang Yu's first time to come to their room, and he found that apart from this bed, there was only a sofa in the corner. Yes, we have been sleeping together since we were young, and we have been sleeping together until now. The two sisters nodded. Twins have a special telepathy and live in the same room for a long time. Therefore, their temperaments, personalities, hobbies, and even preferences in choosing a mate are highly consistent. This feeling is quite subtle. Didn't you say you wanted physical therapy? Can we start now? Zhang Yu asked. Neither of them got a high impression score. I don't know what they want to do. Shall we begin? The two sisters looked at each other. Obviously, they hadn't thought it through just now. Now we are in a difficult situation. Since we are here, let's give it a try. My eldest sister carefully selected them, so they shouldn't be bad. They were just speaking casually. But it wasn't long before the two sisters looked at each other. The expressions on each other's faces began to change. Zhang Yu, stop pressing it. What's wrong? Nothing, it's too late, you should go back, we need to rest. The two sisters sat up somewhat embarrassedly. Okay. I'll go back then. Zhang Yu had no choice but to stand up. When I walked out of the room, I noticed that the impression points on their heads had all risen to 45. The increase is not much, but it is still an improvement. Wait until he leaves the room. The two sisters looked at each other. You just now. You too. Neither of them could utter a complete sentence, but the answer could be understood from their eyes. The next second, they quickly opened the wardrobe. Where did Zhang Yu learn physical therapy? I don't know, it feels very professional. Lin Yumo and Lin Yuyou changed their clothes and couldn't help but start complaining. Then next time, will you still have physical therapy? I don't know. I'll listen to you. I'll listen to you this time. The two of them pushed and shoved for a while before making a decision. It's definitely not that he knows how to do physical therapy, it's that we are not used to it. We just need to get used to it. This way. Zhang Yu returned to his room again. Then, he noticed that the system had been upgraded. Just reached level 5, just 1 minute more. The system's voice came out. Congratulations to the host for reaching level LV5. The amount of money earned per minute at level LV5 is 50,000 yuan.